Right. So you guys,
Wait, so players can be given like extra tokens?
Yes.
Sure.
yeah.
I still control Belagar. I don't know why.
Really? That's
I
funny.
do, yeah. Well, I think I was covering for Tupaler one day,
Yeah.
and Anyway, we're on our way back.
Yeah. So you guys head back to the tavern, and you sort of turn in for the night.
Luna just asks them, would you guys care if I just switched to my dragon form?
Lloyd
I
just
Or at least
Lloyd
just let my
just
scales out.
Lloyd just shrugs, going like, I don't see how it can hurt. I mean,
I look. Um.
Luna's dragon form is pretty much just having scales on her body.
Oh, so you don't like go bigger at all?
No.
Oh, well, go nuts then. Go nuts, Luna.
Okay, she switches to her dragon form.
What color dragon are you? Or
He's a gold dragon.
neat.
So her scales are like gold and like they go like some go across her like face and stuff like that, but and like her arms and stuff. She does have some loose scales, but that's for a later time.
All right. Well, so you walk back from after the meeting with the consul, thinking back about what he said. He suggested that you sail to Aspan, where you would be able to meet with some of the soldiers, and then he suggested that you cross over and deal with the king. However, you find a way to do that suitably. He did not, however, provide any provision for you to get there. He didn't give you access to a ship or anything. So you guys will have to come up with a plan.
So we don't. Do we still have this? We still have the ship from before, right? When we got here on.
You guys
we
got
got here by teleportation.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Well, as a noble, I'm talking in character here. You could potentially, charter us a ship that we could use.
Lloyd just shakes his head, just going like, before saying, I'm not too
Found
sure
him.
if I can remember. Why does this always happen? When I am trying to speak anyways, where was I?
You weren't sure.
I'm not too sure if I can exactly. Remember, my house has fallen. So I'm not exactly sure how convincing I can be with that. I'll try.
Well, if that angle doesn't work, you could always, use the angle of champion of the arena.
That's also true.
You are a bit of a local celebrity here, after all. In terms of how... Well, go ahead.
You go.
Okay,
No,
so in terms... Yeah, no, you. So once we... I guess the plan here would be to sail to Aspen, and we could load up on supplies. Now, the question here is, do we want to walk? Do we want to get a cart? Or are we going to use horses? How do we want to do this to get... Because once we get into like the desert area, like walking is going to be tough. especially if we need to make a quick getaway. You know, there's
Hmm.
sand and all. So
We could try getting like horses for us to ride.
right, we could.
Do you know how to ride horses? A chance?
Well, I can't say I have, but I, based on all the people we've seen in town who have, it doesn't look that difficult. Perhaps a pony for me.
Lloyd just chuckles before saying, or you could possibly ride with on Luna's horse as well, since you're so small.
That is true. Just don't put me in the saddlebags.
Lloyd just lets out a small little laugh.
Luna just
Well,
looks
this-
up
Don't
and-
worry.
Well, this, well, this,
Because I'm chaotic. I'm not that chaotic.
Lloyd just goes like, "You've already known us for a long time. You know that we wouldn't do that to you."
yes, of course not.
Doramatu, maybe, but
Hmm.
that's kind of besides the point.
That is true. Yeah, I could definitely see him doing that. Well, I guess the real question is, if we're going to do that, can we get horses at Aspen? I'm not very familiar with the area. I don't want to, go out and take them per se. That would be wrong. And I know horses don't travel well over water, so getting horses here and transporting them would probably not end well.
Most likely.
Yes. So, well, can we do a history check to see if, like, we know that, or would it be a nature check to see if, like, horses are, like, common in the area?
Nature would be like if more about like wild horses. History would be like if they could sell horses, I guess.
All right. I'll do both.
Okay.
We'll do the history first. With the
History.
16.
Yeah, so I would say you would know that Aspon is sort of the point of like, and so Lloyd, you would know this as well. The Aspon is this sort of like the end point of, imagine like the Silk Road basically. So it's like this long land route for trade that people come over with camels or horses sometimes, and large caravans crossing across the steppes.
I did not realize that China was part of this world.
I mean, the Silk Road includes more than just China, I'll have you know.
Or just Asia in general.
Well, anyway. Imagine the Silk Road, kind of, that you have trade coming from the far eastern part of the continent, traveling overland, and so large caravans regularly travel that way. So you would suspect, based on that you could probably get horses there, and even if you can't buy a horse, there are probably people who would be already be traveling over the mountains anyway. So maybe you could just go with them, even in the in the worst case scenario.
Interesting.
And then I would say, Lloyd, with a 20 in history, you would probably know a little bit more. Namely, you would know that the only pass, pretty much, over that entire mountain range, all over all the Parnon Mountains, is the Sinon Pass. That's why Aspon as a city is like even exists, basically, because it's right next to pretty much the only pass in the mountains.
Weren't we already told this though?
Maybe, I don't remember.
Yes, you were telling us that's the only way to approach by the counselor.
All right. You would also know, or you would have heard tale, perhaps, of people passing over the mountain and many of them not returning. The sign-on pass is the only pass that people actually take, but it can be pretty dangerous. At least that's what you've heard.
Hmm.
Do I know if they were riding horses or not? Or
Um,
does it happen to both often?
most people who pass over the mountains would be riding either like horses or donkeys or something like that.
I see.
Most
When they
people don't.
ask,
Yeah, most people don't walk over the mountain by foot. It's too long of a pass. It would take too long.
Right. One doesn't just simply walk into Mordor.
Exactly.
Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, looks like we need to go find ourselves some horses. Well, I guess in the meantime, we should well, we need to either charter a ship and get to Aspen, or we need to I guess go the long way.
Lloyd just raises up his hand, going like, "I'll see if I can charter us a boat. I would most likely have the best chance out of all of us.
Okay.
You guys
S-
should get ready and prepare yourselves for the trip."
do you have a are you good on gold? I'm sure any charter will want payment up front, at least for a little, at least part of it.
Let me. Lloyd opens up his coffers to see how much he has in it. I have a little bit over 100 pieces.
That should be plenty. Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing
Lloyd
that,
just closes it up again.
okay. Right. Okay. Well, while you handle that, I'm gonna go to the market and I'm gonna get us some, provisions, food, supplies, water, all that fun stuff. Luna, would you mind coming with me?
She, sure, I can come with you. She goes back into her human form.
Yeah, some of the items, as you can imagine, some of the crates and the barrels will be on the heavy side, and I don't, I look at myself like I'm not exactly a strong person, but
Of course.
So in any case, we'll probably also need to get a cart of some kind to carry all this.
All right.
I'm sure we can find that easily at the market. So,
Great.
all right. Well, saying that, and is Usopp with us, or is Usopp at the temple?
I'd probably be with you guys.
Okay. Let's
We're
see.
discussing. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
What-
Which group do you want to go with?
Or do you want to do your own thing?
I think. I'm gonna go with the not the charter, but the just the supply group. I think
All
I'm
right.
more helpful
All right.
for more hands to carry heavy supplies.
All right. Your help is much appreciated. So,
All right. So the three of you head down to the market, and then Lloyd, where are you headed to try and find?
Lloyd is going to try and head up to the dock.
Okay. All right. So Lloyd, you head up to the docks.
I'm not sure if I'm going to.
Yep. You see a bunch of, as you get closer to the docks, you see more and more sailors all around you. There's some people most of the ships that pass through here are just going about trading. But there's like a collection of small shacks set up along the harbor. Some of them are like the harbor master. Some of them are like warehouses. Some of them are like fishing places. There are also places where you can like buy a boat and that kind of thing, like a shipyard.
Can I? What's the thing to do to see if there's anyone around? Like because he's just nervous about fans.
Oh, you're you're trying to see if there's any fans following you. Perception, I guess.
Or like just anyone just watch perception.
7. You don't see anyone. A lot of hustle and bustle in the crowds, but nobody seems to have singled you out or anything.
Lloyd walks into the harbor. Oh god, what the fuck did I do to my computer?
Oh no.
The screen just turned like sky blue for a second there.
Technical difficulties.
Wait.
Yeah. Blue screen.
Uh-oh.
So, where is Amat? Fuck. Why do I struggle with remembering his name?
Dollar Matum?
No, like the what wizard or sorcerer?
Oh, Usopp?
Usopp, yeah.
Usopp's
He went
with
with the others. Yeah.
So he's in the marketplace.
Yep. They sent you alone.
Oh, I was just wondering if Usopp went off by himself.
He's with
no.
us.
I just want to help.
Yeah.
All right. So you walk into the harbor. Where are you headed to try and find? What are you going to do to try and find a chartered boat?
Can do I roll perception or
What are you looking for?
again? Like, is there any captains or anyone who I could possibly talk to? I'm guessing that's perception.
Roll investigation, actually.
Investigation, okay. Investigation.
17. Okay. So you get the idea. You could go to speak with the harbor master, and then ask him if there are any ships that are already headed to Aspon anyway. And sure enough, there are always a few ships which are headed there. So you figured maybe you could just talk to one of the captains and book a passage with them. And so you sort of look around and you find one of the ships that you think is was mentioned by the harbor master in the logs. And you look around until you find someone who you think's the captain, sort of this like gruff, older-looking gentleman. You walk up to him. He turns over to you. Hi, what can I do for you?
Hello, I'm Lloyd Brandel. I'm hoping to book passage for me and my friends to Aspon. Do you think you could help us?
Perhaps. How many?
I believe we're a party of 3.
4.
Or 4.
You hear a small voice in your head. Don't forget about green stuff.
I mixed up words.
I mean, it would have been funny. You have to stow away green spell in a suitcase.
You can hide me in one of Luna's guitar cases.
Yeah, there you go. 4 of you. Do you have any large cargo to take with you?
Lloyd, just we have some ration that we're going to be taking on the trip,
I see.
but I'm not sure how much it will exactly be, though. My friends are currently shopping in the mart.
A crate, a barrel, that's sort of the thing we're talking about.
I think so.
Very well. I think we could accommodate you. We'll be departing fairly soon. Tomorrow. I should mention that at this point, I think it would be. I don't remember when your meeting was uh, with the consul, but presumably at this point it's like in the afternoon, maybe.
Afternoon, possibly around evening.
Yeah. So he says, yeah, we'll we'll be departing sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. The first light. Um, it'll be. Let's see. For the four of you, I suppose I could do it for 80 gold pieces in total. I'd want half of it up front.
Wait, how much gold did he say?
80 and 40 up front.
80. Lloyd nods before handing him 40 pieces. Wait, can I do a... Is there a check to see if he's trying to scam me? What is that?
Insight.
Insight. Yep. 9. You're not too familiar with, necessarily how much it costs to go to Aspon. It does seem higher than you probably would have expected, considering he was already going there anyway, and it's just 4 of you. So the price seems a little bit steep, but you're not really too familiar with the price of like chartering a vessel or anything. So
Lloyd just pays up front.
he takes the coin, looks at it, puts it in his bag. Very well. Make sure you're here. You got all your items aboard before we depart. First light tomorrow.
Will do, sir. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, very well. And then he goes back to kind of commanding some of the his crewmen. Oh, get that crate moved up there and all that stuff. Right. Then we'll go over to the market crew. Usopp, Greenspell, and Luna. You guys walk into the market. This same bustling, busy market filled with, farmers and fishermen all peddling their wares. Where are you guys headed to?
I'm gonna go to the fishmonger.
All right.
A person who
you
sells fish.
You see this this ancient looking man. He's got to be like 90 years old or something. Who's wearing like a little straw hat. And he's sort of bent over a rows and rows of fish. Ah, you're interested in some of my fish, are you? Fresh caught?
Yes. Actually, what's your going rate for these fish here?
You're looking for one of these for just to buy a single fish, or are you trying to buy in bulk?
Well, do I know what kind of fish they are?
He has a few different varieties. I would say he has like some red snapper and some some cod maybe.
Okay. Perhaps I think we probably would want to fill a small barrel, and if you have one, of course.
Ah, yes, I think I could do that for you. I suppose that I could give you a barrel of fish for say 2 gold pieces.
That sounds fair. And I reach into my satchel and I grab 2 gold pieces and I flick it towards him, I don't throw it towards him, I flick it up, like when people
Yeah.
Does he see it? Well, I'm assuming he can't see it.
Yeah, he grabs the coins.
Almost out of nowhere, he just
Yeah,
quick,
exactly.
ninja.
He grabs him midair. And then he starts taking all the fish and dumping it into. He reaches behind him and he has it's like a not like a full sized wine barrel, but something a little bit smaller. He starts dumping in a bunch of fish.
10-gallon barrel versus a 50.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a 50-gallon industrial oil drum size, but it's slightly smaller.
And he starts dumping all the fish into it, and he puts the lid on it. He sort of rolls it over to you.
That's not much fish for a 10-gallon barrel. You could probably fit 10,
15.
10,
well,
15,
yeah.
I can't hear.
depending on the size of the fish.
I hope you guys like fish. Would you happen to have salt good, sir?
Did you want salted fish?
Well, well, actually, if you have the salt, we are more than capable of preparing it ourselves. If not, then
yes, I suppose I could give you some salt.
yes, we don't want this fish to go bad. After all, as I'm sure you know, rotten fish is quite the smell.
And he'll produce like a bottle of salt. I suppose I could give it to you for 5 silver.
I can pay.
Sounds fair to me. Okay.
Luna just places
real quick
5.
thinking.
Luna places it down. You said silver,
Alright.
right?
Yep.
You said 5 silver?
Yep.
Okay. Luna can actually pay for that. There you go. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, I don't be per salting fish. It'd be maybe 2 bottles, 3 bottles. But
I mean, I didn't clarify how large
How
the
large?
bottle was.
how large the bottle was? Yeah.
I figured salt is probably very cheap here because they're on the ocean, so they can just collect it from the ocean.
That's fair.
So he's probably pretty generous with the salts, I would say.
Okay.
Silas?
Yeah.
Can you make me a token that I can use, or?
Yeah, I guess. For a character?
Yeah.
Do you have
It's
do you have an image for it? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. I can make it. I mean, you can make you guys can make characters, can't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the biggest issue is I'm not sure if we can transfer them over to it because you set it to 1. I'll see if I can. Yeah. Character transfers left in game 0.
Oh, I don't think that's something that I can change on my end. I'm pretty sure that's like a free versus paid feature.
Yep. Exactly.
It says your GM has creation, move, or duplication permissions turned off for this game.
Creation, move, or duplication permissions turned off. Okay. Well, I'll just make a character. I mean, I can make you a character, and then you could modify it. But you could make your own character anyway, couldn't you? So I don't know that it would be any better than just doing that. This is kind of what I'm getting at.
Just get a blank character sheet and fill it out.
Right, that's what I mean. I don't think that there's a way to transfer it without paying. And I'm using the free version of Roll20. I don't know if it's based on.
How do I add characters?
I don't know how to do it from the player end. Do you just like right click on the journal?
Yep.
Or
It's on the it's on the top part of the screen.
yeah,
Well, it'll say plus character.
there you go.
All right. So we got our food.
Yes, sir.
All right. Water.
I'll say you do see a large fountain in the middle where people are going and collecting
I'm
water.
pressing on it. It is not currently working.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we don't have permission, so whatever.
I'll just add a character, then give you permission to edit it. I can do that, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys can collect water for free. There's a fountain in the middle of the square. You can collect
All
water.
right. Well, we need a container. So,
That's true.
is there a Cooper in this town?
Cooper?
A barrel maker?
I didn't know that was what that was called. Interesting. There definitely would be a barrel maker.
Okay. So I guess we need to head over to the barrel shop, bottle shop, if you will, if you want to call it.
Yep.
And
Alright.
get ourselves a barrel to put the water in.
Yeah, so you guys kind of wander around. I imagine there are probably quite a few of that sort of business here in town.
Right.
I mean, it is the capital, so
Right.
presumably. And so you find someone who's out there making barrels.
And you also need a bucket too,
Right, that's true.
a small bucket to get the water out of there.
He turns to you. Ah, you're interested in buying one of my barrels, are you?
Indeed. We will need. What barrels do you have that are watertight?
He sort of shows you a few different ones. There's like a really I don't know, judging the size of them, one that's really quite big, probably like I don't know, like 4 or 5 feet tall, and there's like some smaller ones that's like maybe more on the scale of like 2 liters or 10 liters or something. I don't know. And then there's like a really giant one that's like 100 liters, something like that.
I look at the smaller one and it's like, how much is it for the small ones?
Of per small one of those, I could give you I could give it away for 5 silver.
And how much does this hold?
It would hold like, yeah, let's say 10 liters.
10 liters, so that's 2.5 gallons. Give or take. So
Sounds about right.
that should be fine.
For how
For 4 of us, it's a 3-day journey. Well, 3-day journey.
How much does a person drink in a day?
8
actually,
ounces, 64 ounces.
yeah, it depends on the person, but you should usually do about a gallon a day, ish.
So, how about the other? Do you have one that's roughly, the 10-gallon one?
Yeah, so that's better.
10 gallons? Yeah.
That'd be 40 liters. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have one that's about that size. It's about half the size of the like 100 liter one. So yeah, he'd probably have one about that size. He sort of leads it over to you. Yeah, it'll be 2 gold pieces for that one.
All right. Take out 2 more gold pieces, and I just put them in his hand.
He nods.
And would you perhaps happen to have like a bucket or something? Yeah,
of course.
Doesn't need to be anything particularly big. Just something you would use for a well or something.
He has like a small wooden bucket that he could sell to you for, I don't know, let's say like 3 silver.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right.
And then, how tall would you say this particular barrel is?
Let's see. It would probably be what did I say it was? Like 50 liters, and
You said it was 40 liters.
Right. So that's like what is that, like 40 deciliter or decimeters squared or cubed? So
Not quite. Oh, well, you're thinking of the other way around.
Isn't that right?
I mean, for a liter, yeah, it'd be 40,000 cubic centimeters.
So probably whatever that is.
Take the cube
but
root
then
of
the cube root-
40,000,
Yeah, exactly.
assuming it's a. Well, that assumes it's a sphere, but yeah.
So whatever that is, the cube root of
40,000. I got
Exactly.
it.
An easy way to think of this is wine barrels, the big ones, are usually about 50 gallons. So we're looking at a 10-gallon one. We're looking at a small one we could probably bring along. It would fit in your arms,
hmm
not graciously, but it fit in your arms.
Okay. Well, you guys bought the 50-gallon one or 40-liter one, didn't you?
Yeah, 10
40
gallon.
10 gallon.
Oh, 10 gallons, right?
10
Yeah,
gallon,
so
40. It's roughly the same, yeah.
10.
It's like 3.78 liters to the gallon or something like
You
that.
could carry it with both hands, but it would not be comfy.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm sure it's heavy when it's full.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I would be able to carry it if it was full.
Oh, definitely. It'd be very heavy. You could roll it. It was round.
Oh yeah. You just roll it around. We used to do this.
Right
with kegs.
until he tries to push it up like a hill, and he's too weak to, so he just
He's
gets rolled on
flattened.
and takes damage.
I've
Yeah.
almost had that happen. So I used to work for a beer company, and I was rolling kegs around, and we had one of the kegs come off the cart, almost
Oh, yeah.
squished me.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
All right, so yeah. Think of it. Okay, so what? Yeah, so while we got the barrel, why don't we go ahead to the fountain and go ahead and fill it up? So and we use the bucket to fill up the. Or
Alright.
yeah, because I'm assuming the actual like barrel is too big to just shove right in the fountain and just like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all,
probably.
yeah, and also it'll be too heavy. Once it's full, it'll be too heavy to just lift it out of there.
Yeah, also probably true.
So we're gonna need a cart of some kind.
No,
I
we
mean,
can just roll.
you could roll
Oh,
it.
I guess you. Oh, that's right. You could roll it. That's true. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh.
even with the kegs that are the 50 gallon or they're like 25 gallon, you can take them onto their side, like prop them up a little bit onto the edge, and roll them. There's a little bit of a technique to it, but you can definitely move things that are.
All right.
There you go. Usopp just hops to it, and he's rolling that barrel right down the street.
Yes. With all right. So we got our water. We got our food. Let's see.
I do need
Now-
to pass.
Go ahead.
I'll say about to Greenspell. I do need to pass by a apothecary of some sort or a magic warehouse.
Magic
So-
RS.
Magic arrest. There are a few things I need.
Well, the only thing I could think that would be useful was a potion of invisibility, but that's not going to come cheap.
It's more of I need more equipment for some things.
Do you need spell components?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anything in particular, like, or just generic, basic, everyday stuff?
Just if we can stop by.
Yeah, sure, we can. Okay. Let's get these back to the harbor, and then we can make a second trip if we need to.
All right.
If I can run off and I can meet you there.
Sure, if that's fine. We'll meet you at the harbor.
All right.
Hopefully, Lloyd will have secured us a ship.
Hopefully.
Okay, so you have Luna and Greenspell. You guys, I guess maybe Greenspell. You're trying to push. You're rolling like the fish barrel, and Luna's rolling the water barrel down the street.
All right, I'm gonna try something real quick, and this is either gonna end very well or very poorly. You'll see in a minute.
Okay.
So I am actually going to get on top of the barrel and like start like barrel rolling down the street.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
You're gonna
Apparently
get
the fish-
run.
Yeah. So you definitely succeed. Luna, you just see Greenspell. He starts to roll it, and then you see this like mischievous look come over his face, and then he jumps up. He like leaps into the air. He lands right on top of the barrel, and then he begins to run on top of the barrel, and then he just takes off down the street, like going way faster than you've ever seen him go before.
Mm.
Luna just goes.
He just
"Issa?"
leaves you behind in the dust.
Luna just goes. "Issa? Did I see what I think I just saw?"
All right.
All right.
So,
So, do I make it all the way? Do I make it all the way to the harbor, or do I have to like roll another check to make sure I don't crash?
yeah, you'll with a 21. Also, you definitely make it.
Um,
All right. Usopp.
I just
you're-
mundane shopping. I just need. You don't have to role play it if you don't want to.
All right. Are you? What are you shopping for?
I just need a piece of
I-
liquor fruit.
A piece of
liquor
sorry, what was
fruit.
that? Licorice root. Oh,
I need a glowing stick of incense and crystal vial with phosphorus material.
okay.
Just some stuff that I haven't had before that I need to
Gotcha.
okay. Re-up on.
Yeah.
Wait.
You could probably find that for like two silver.
Oh, and
DM?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we RP this? Because at least give me a moment so I can.
You mean RP the him buying the spell components?
Yes, because I want him to see the thing.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
no problem.
All right.
As-
So
Just give me a moment because I still need to. I am working through this, trying to get everything up.
yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can.
Oops. In the meantime, so Usopp, you walk through. You sort of search through the marketplace looking for your spell components. And you managed to find
Where do I change disguise?
Do you
Where do
want me
I
to help?
change images on the token thing?
edit in the top right. You see that? You got it?
It is loading.
Okay. I think you should be able to edit it. Okay.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay, so Usopp, you walk through all the market stalls.
Where is Usopp? Wait, does
He's
he
over
even have
here
his
in the
token
market.
down?
I don't have my token down.
He's
I
in the
just-
market though, an 8.
I'm just in the market, Nate.
Yep.
Boop.
So you sort of walk through the stalls. You see
A large, like nearly 6 foot tall, like a little bit over 6 feet tall, red, fully armored, it seems, thing. With glaring blue eyes, almost emotionless.
Huh. What an interesting statue.
It just turns its head slowly, looking at Usopp. I am no statue.
the street performer.
I am not a street performer either.
Pray tell, why have you come talk to me?
You were the one who called me a statue.
Ah. Tell me, statue. Do you believe in God?
Oh no!
I can't see to wrap my head around it.
Oh,
Living
there we go.
metal?
Wait, my mic accidentally cut out there. I didn't
No
hear
worries.
what you said.
As a I don't know, living metal. Not sure what you are, but
I am a Warforged.
mm, there are many forged by war, though not many quite as metallic as you are. Hmm.
Luna's just like. Luna's just
I'm
like.
assuming Luna.
I think I left off to my own
Yep.
by this point.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I would assume Luna's like chasing after me, like, what the hell are you doing? Get back
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
That's kind of
What the hell are you trying to roll down on a fucking barrel? Are you trying to cause problems?
Probably, yeah.
I thought it's
All right.
funny.
I'm just trying to have fun with.
I ask again, Warforged. Do you believe in gods?
Oh my god.
We do have a few gods, though I do not particularly care.
Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Bring it back.
Okay.
Intriguing. So you do believe in gods, yet you're not one of flesh and body. Perhaps foreign gods?
That is
What
correct.
gods do you believe in?
But I actually have to make this up on the spot now. Uh,
Error does not compute.
Yeah.
well, there is one that particularly comes to mind. I believe it was one of the first Warforges ever designed. In rather basic in appearance, being a boulder with an eye in the middle.
Kind that worships their own as gods.
Mainly because it was the first deep prototype, for say.
Now tell me, statue,
My name is Niner. Originally Nine Ball, but was given a different nickname.
very well, Niner statue. Do you not know of the gods that created this world? Or are you simply arrogant?
That is not part of my duty. My
Very
duty now is to find someone and protect them.
well. Has been most fortuitous or greeting. I will go along my way. Goodbye, statue.
Hmm. Continuing mission.
All right.
What did I miss?
You can
Usopp,
you can hear the heavy footsteps as it walks away.
Usopp, you wander off into the crowd looking for your spell components. All right.
No, I'm still not sure what to think about that one.
I probably won't come up again.
Yeah, probably won't.
All right. So after shopping around, you start to head back. But in the meantime, Luna and Greenspell, Greenspell first, followed.
Yes. Does Lloyd see me rolling in towards the harbor?
Lloyd
Yeah.
just Lloyd just looks at him blankly for a moment before just putting his hand on his face.
Yeah.
At
I'm
this
imagining
point, I'm not even surprised anymore.
you can see like
And-
people. They're like jumping out of the way. People are like. He's like rolling down the street. You know, "Get
Excuse
out
me,
of the
pardon me,
way!"
out of the way. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. And then I jump. And then, do I need to roll again to dismount or
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
19?
Yeah, perfect dismount.
And I stop the barrel basically, and from rolling, you keep going. Just just get out. Just hold the barrel so it's all secured.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How's it going, Lloyd? Did you manage to find us a ship?
Yeah, I did.
Well,
Are
that's
you
good.
normally this reckless? Because
Oh.
I haven't noticed it until now, recently.
Let's just say all this politic talk has made me a bit antsy. Just, it's not really my not my preferred arena, if you understand what I mean.
I understand. It
Nope.
is a rather delicate thing to approach.
Yes, well, I hope you like fish, because that's what we're going to be eating for the next 3 days.
That is fine.
I believe Luna should be right behind me, and I believe Usopp will be. He went to go get some things for his magic stuff. So you should be not too far behind us. What did you manage to which ship did you manage to charter?
DM, you never told me the name of a ship.
It's called the
Looks at notes.
I'll give you an out here. It's the
it's
jewel.
called the Peony,
Okay.
Peony.
and
I
it's
thought-
it's like a what are they called? Like a sloop, and not a very big ship.
Okay. Well, point me in the direction where this needs to go.
Lloyd just points to some of the crew members before saying, "It's probably best to leave the storing of these to the crew members. After all, it's their ship and probably know it better than any of us."
Very well done. So I guess then I will start rolling. I'll just start rolling the barrel normally, and I'll start talking with the dock workers, and I
Yeah.
explain I'm with Lloyd, and I point to the peony and all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, would you mind?
Yeah, and then a couple guys come over. They pick up the barrel and they load it on the ship somewhere.
And I tell one of the dock hands that we have one more coming, so just to be ready
All
or
right.
be prepared. So
Yeah. About like 5 minutes later, you see Luna like huffing and puffing, pushing the barrel. She's not back yet, apparently.
no, it's fine. So
All right. They take
We
her
don't need to-
barrel
we-
and they put it away too.
yeah, we don't need to RP that.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all taken care of. So, what are you guys gonna do for the rest of the day? I would say it's probably like early evening now, maybe like 5 or 6 p.m.
Mhm. Let's see.
Lloyd would most likely be moving back to the Probably back to the inn, most likely.
All right.
Lloyd just looks at the two, just going like, "So, shall I head back to the inn?"
Well, we do have an early morning ahead of us. I suppose a good meal and a stiff drink will be help us start our next day and bright and early. So
All right.
yeah,
You guys
let's
head
head
back
back
to the
towards.
inn?
Yep, let's head back towards the inn.
Luna,
And I guess all you guys are going back to the inn. Usopp, you're head back to the inn as well.
Yeah, I'll head back to the end.
All right.
Luna like eats something, and when the moment they enter their room, just goes into her dragon form. The moment it
All right.
happens.
All right. So you guys all head into the inn. You're all kind of eating dinner. You have a nice dinner, a nice rest. If there's nothing else you guys want to do, we'll pass over to the next day.
All right.
Where does Usopp go?
I came back to the end.
Oh, you're going to the inn this time? Okay. That's a
Yeah.
surprise.
Never split the party.
If we're gonna be up early in the morning, might as well just go to the inn and.
Yes, it's slightly closer.
Slightly closer.
On the other side of the street. All right. So you guys wake up a little bit earlier than you wanted to. You sort of roll out of bed, and it's still dark out. It's like just getting to be daybreak. You guys all crawl out of bed. You know,
Fill
brush
up
your
our
teeth
water.
with you. Brush your teeth
Fill
with
up our
your
water
fingers.
skins.
Yeah. All right. You guys head down to the harbor.
Yep. I think we can do that.
Right. The captain of the vessel, he's sort of looking out for Lloyd. Good. These are the people you're bringing along with you, I presume.
Yes,
Excellent.
it is.
Well, get aboard. We'll be leaving shortly. He sort of
Right.
points up to a gangplank. You guys walk up. The vessel is pretty small. Not a ton of people on board. Not a ton of crewmen. But some of the crewmen, they sort of lead you down below deck. They say, yeah, you can just hang out down there if you want. There are a few hammocks for you. They sort of point over in a corner. And you see not the best sleeping conditions, but a couple hammocks set up for you guys. And then after about 10 or 15 minutes or so, you guys depart for Aspon. All right. So the journey will be, let's see, it'd be about a week, I think, roughly. Or, well, like 5 days-ish. How are you guys going to spend your time on board the vessel?
Let's see. I guess I will spend some time. I'll do my usual, just sort of meditate. I read some sacred texts that I have on me. Just.
All right.
I'm definitely gonna proselytize.
Okay, cool.
You're going to try and tell Lloyd more about your god.
Oh no, not just Lloyd.
The crew.
Whole crew.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. Right?
At least
Lloyd. Lloyd is. I'm guessing the crewmen, the soldiers that we're getting is in Aspon.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Lloyd just is sitting on like a barrel near Luna before he starts doing a little bit of a song. Okay.
All right. 22. That's pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to actually do it. Fuck it. You're gonna hear me horribly sing. Hooray!
Oh no.
Okay.
What?
I have to do this as Bob. Destiny's call, just an excuse. I don't care what star you were born under. Remember when wars we fought together. If you're unsure, let's go back to what's up before. Fate leaves us burned in the end. We should never be defined by when we were set into light. The facade, it's always your choice. I don't wanna fight, but I'll kill you if I have to. How many times has our world fell to war? Day of belief that dirty's predetermined, but nothing certain, just hunger for more. Why must I this?
All right. You got some of the crew who kind of gathered around. They're listening to you. And then once you finish singing, they all sort of raise up a bumper and drink.
Luna just looked so confused. She's like, "What the fuck was that?"
That's my job.
Bro, she's
But
confused as to what the
Stay,
song was.
stay in your own lane.
Yeah,
it's a war
jeez.
song.
Luna just whispers to Greenspell, "Do you know that spell? That song?"
I look at Luna, I'm just like shrugging, and I'm like, no idea. Never heard of it in my life.
You know it
Oh
is
wait, no,
bad
sorry.
in the
Oh, wait,
bar.
you know what? Actually, no. You know what? Actually, no. Here's what I do instead. I'm gonna wreck on this real quick. Right as he started singing, I have like bits of like grass or cloth or dry. And I stuff it in my ears. And then when Luna goes to talk to me, I'm like, what? I like pull it out and I'm like, oh, did you say something?
He completely ignored Lloyd trying to sing, even though it was pretty good, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Is it just because I was a horrible singer?
I mean, it was more like the expectation that, well, given that Lloyd has never particularly performed in public, you would expect their first time would be not very good.
It was just doing that out of boredom.
Oh, sure. I mean, anyway, so looks like, all right. See if you. I think you can do better,
Get
Luna.
it up on the spot.
All right. Well, after a few days, you guys pull into the harbor at Aspon.
Okay,
This is actually
Can I do one more thing before?
yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I go on one of the days? Go up to Luna and kind of sit next to him, and then in Draconic, just simply say,
Wait, does he know Draconic?
Apparently.
Apparently. Wasn't aware he
"Would you
did,
do
but
I thought he knew Dwarven, not Draconic.
I know both."
He knows all the languages.
apparently.
Go up to Luna and just sit down and go, "So you're where my ancestors came from."
Luna
So
just
you're
looks
where
very confused.
I'm sorry, that must have been a bit shock of a question. You see, my parents gave me up very early. They saw the dragon scales, and the bloodline awakening was something they just could not handle.
Usopp Draconic. Wait, what?
Draconic bloodline sorcerer.
Draconic.
Okay.
So I have the dragon. I have white dragon scales along my body. Not just like patches. It's not like full scales. It's just like patches here and there. A little, like maybe a little on the cheeks, little on like the forearms.
Okay. I have never seen that, so I didn't know that.
I could not find a picture of it. I'm sorry, and we didn't do
He's
sessions, so
maybe he's just
I'll even show you. I'll like raise up, like bring up my T-shirt and show you the dragon scales on my arms. You know, I never really knew about my family, but I know I must be of similar bloodline. I want to talk about this as it grants me some boons, but it's mainly been a curse my whole life. You have a people who hard question. Is there a place you are accepted?
The Dragonlance.
I see. I found acceptance in the clergy, but they still shun me. There is no room for one of my ilk. Hmm. How are the Dragonlance?
They are. It's a very dry place.
Hmm?
I'm looking at the photo, so it's like it looks dry. So that's my comment about it. But like,
is there like a desert or something?
it's in between like two mountain plains.
Yeah, you can see it on the map.
Go either way.
It would be a pretty dry place.
Yeah, it's
Oh, right there.
a very dry place. It's in between two mountain plains.
I see.
But
It seems we come from different bloodlines. Mine gives me more resistance. I don't feel cold. I cannot feel chilly. It seems like you're on the opposite end of the spectrum,
Hmm.
if that is to be assumed.
I cannot feel heat.
Hmm.
Well, I guess that kind of explains why she's a pyromaniac. She doesn't have to worry about getting burned by it. Out of context moment be like
Ah, I'm sorry for all the silly
Mhm.
questions.
It is fine, but no, I cannot feel heat. You see, although you, but we can feel the cold.
It's strange. I wonder, was it? Things to wonder, I guess. I guess I shouldn't deal with Dipper.
You can still ask
I
the
don't know much
question.
about. I don't know much about my ancestry. Was it an awakened bloodline? Was it something more nefarious? Who's to say?
But no, the Dragonlands are very a dry place. They're but the mountains around it are very beautiful. I remember used to climbing up them when I was little. I used to scare my caretaker to death though when I did it.
as rambunctious as ever, even when little.
Yep.
I would be going like that would just I think she was even more chaotic back then, probably.
Uh, Again, sorry for. I guess I'm just dwelling on the past. Um, Sorry for
It is
bringing
okay.
it. I just wanted to know, make sure that there was someplace out there that maybe, just maybe.
I'm pretty sure my
No,
people would just think you were a dragonborn.
no, I don't have the tail.
Do
I don't
dragonborns
have
have
the tail.
tails?
No,
Luna
the
doesn't.
tail. The tail. The telltale sign. Sorry. I'm I'm not fit for. I am respected in my place, and that's where I shall always be under Saluna's guidance. I just wanted to know
I guess
if there
that would
was
be
a
the
place.
obvious sign.
I just wanted to know if there was a place that I could send people if I find them.
Admitted,
People like me.
admittedly, dragons do not follow. So, so, how do you
So
say it?
Luna,
Saluna.
Saluna. We follow what is called the trifectum of glory.
There are many gods in this world, and all their caretakers must be respected.
Yes. The three are Barbados, Morax, and Raiden Shogun. One resembles the earth, one resembles the air, and one represents power.
A virtuous standing. Mine represents the moon. Things that are brought to light in the dark. Things that are hidden in shadow. One and the same.
I do know that my father followed Saluna, but that's
He is a
really all I know about him.
she is a how do I say this? Mischievous? No. She has her own path and her own rules. We are only there to follow, but we do not know her ways. She can cause great misfortune and grant great boons. But we are not who gets to decide that, as with some other gods who seem to favor those of their following.
You know, it's been a few months. We are so close to home now. That, well,
Do you wish to see home?
I do, but I want to do that when, say, it doesn't feel like the world's ending? If I make sense?
It does. It does. I think. I, home has been the temple. So now I bring home is with any temple now. So as long as they're followers, there's a place for me. That so it must be difficult not having a home that or having a home so far away.
I'm pretty sure no one outside of the Dragonlands has a temple for me, so.
No.
I was raised as an acolyte, though. My
Mean
A
character.
fellow studier.
What?
That is an acolyte as well. I was raised as an acolyte for Saluna. So it's very similar. So, but I respect, as there are many gods in this world, I respect each one's faith as long as they have faith.
Although I am well aware that my teachers called me a demon child.
I'm pretty sure that would. Oh wait, I'm not there.
Well, thank you for this conversation.
Of course. And I hope I answered some of your questions.
Yes, yes, you did.
You saw up in the corner, just sees Lloyd seemingly in deep thought. If he wants to interact with him or not, it's up to him.
I would love to. I'd come over and kick your boot. Hey, thinking
Lloyd
too much
just
hurt your brain.
sorry. My thoughts still linger on my past.
The past is something always there.
It also didn't help with your no hard feelings, but the conversation did bring up somber memories for me. At least you guys do have some places to go. Meanwhile, if I try to go back to my original place, the armies of my own country would be put up against me. You know? So I can't go there.
So they've taken militia against. So you've been taken over, is what you're saying.
That's the reason why why I say that I'm a fallen noble.
Virtuous quest, though.
That's the main reason why I've been trying my hardest to find any way to restore my house. Wish I had. Doesn't help that I'm basically by myself. Not even sure if my retainer is alive still, after what he did. He just sighs in annoyance.
Well, you can't look too much on the past, but you can look forward. If you know what I'm saying. I'm basically I've been left alone since the beginning of my existence, basically. But I found a path, and I found virtue, and I believe that anyone following virtuous footsteps can do the same.
I do want to help the people of this nation. I really do. Even though they aren't my people, I still feel like I should do my most to help and heck, even help with the current corruption within the Senate. From what I've seen,
Yes.
maybe he just
Sorry.
maybe one day I can maybe even abolish slavery from the empire.
These are just goals and just dreams, and as long as you keep following them, one step at a time, I do believe you make a difference, whether that's diplomatically or in the battlefield. I think you can do that with the skills that I've seen you wield. Question is,
Thanks.
what are you gonna do after you gain your house? Is that your end goal?
I want to restore my house, but afterwards, I am full set on focusing to help the common populace and the people. After that, all that is a noble's duty and what my heart desires.
Then it seems your heart's in the right place. For gaining the power without any progression forward is
Only
basically
leads into stagnation and possibly to corruption. I'm well aware. My dad taught me that before he died.
your dad taught you well then.
If only I can. If only I had the magical talent to help. I could do so much just with these. With Warforges. I could have at least supplied us with even more troops just by materials, but I'm nowhere near talented with magic to even attempt doing so.
Warforged, you say?
Oh no.
You've activated his trap card.
I ran into a funny looking statue just the other day. Said he was Warforged.
Really?
Mm. Can't believe anything that thing said. Made a hunk, just a hunk of steel.
Yes, well, there's many Warforges that are made out of steel. You have to be more specific.
Didn't pay too much attention to him. Painted red.
Hmm. That sounds awful like my old retainer.
Oh, was your retainer called Statue?
No,
He did tell me his name.
he did?
I should say it did. But yes, Niner.
Lloyd's eyes just goes wide open. He's alive?
Apparently looking for someone.
He. Even after all of that, he still has loyalty to me.
Well,
Not sure how he managed to live, but hopefully we can find him. He's a powerful ally to have on our side if we can.
well, won't find him where we're going, and he may not be there when we get back.
He's clever enough to figure out his own way, I'm pretty sure. He's much smarter than what he lets on.
Well, much smarter than a statue is a pigeon, so I wouldn't hope.
But I do have an idea of if I do gain nobility and given a town to govern, I most likely won't be able to travel with you guys that much. But if we do have Niner and he stays with the group, I don't mind him going with you guys and helping on your journey while I'm stuck governing.
If it comes to that, We might
I'm not saying it will, but
look at the bucket of bolts in a better eye. But we'll see
he
when it
is
comes to it.
he is devout in his belief of doing what's right. Is the most important thing. After all, you say those with good intentions and good heart can achieve anything, right? If they set their mind to it.
And it will be a harder road if you don't have a keen nose, though. I suspect a bucket of bolts has much less, let's see, intuition than an actual person.
You'd be surprised. Anyways, I'm glad you told me this. My heart. I feel like a weight is lifted knowing that at least he survived.
Maybe you two can reunite one day. But for now, I think we have a mission on our hands.
Of course. Don't worry, I will keep my mind fully focused on this task.
Good.
It's only when it's moments like these, when we have downtime, where I really think about my past and where to move forward.
Good. It's always good to keep pushing forward. I'll give him a little pat on the back and walk off.
Lloyd just sighs with relief. Well, that's went honestly much better than how I originally thought he was going to handle Niner. From what Greenspell told me.
Alrighty, so
All right. So you guys, a few days pass, and you guys arrive in Aspon. This is the second time that you guys, I think all of you, maybe some of you weren't here yet. I don't remember. But this is the second time that you guys have been in Aspon. And it's pretty much how you remember it. A relatively small town. There's not
That you did
that
not
much
even
to
have
really
a
see
map
here.
for.
Well, there's not that much to see here in Aspon. A relatively small town. It's pretty much just a town that's built up around the road to the east and the harbor to the west. And there's a kind of a town in the middle, but it's there's not really that much else there. So you guys pull up into the harbor. The captain, they unload your 2 barrels of fish and water, or at least what you guys hadn't eaten and drank on the voyage. And they nod to you, and then they begin their preparations to unload the rest of their stuff. So you guys are all standing in the harbor.
Okay.
all right. Well,
Yes.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Lloyd goes like, it's probably best for us to ask where we can meet the soldiers. I'd like to get to know them firsthand before we set out on our journey.
So are you talking to me? Or are you talking to the captain? Sorry.
I'm talking to Greenspell.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Perhaps the harbor master. Well, yeah, I'm sure there are barracks here somewhere. Well, do we have any kind of note or letter saying that they would be, they'd be willing to accompany us? I mean no offense by this, but I doubt, your common everyday foot soldier would just blindly follow somebody who just shows up one day and claims, if that makes sense, of course.
DM,
Yeah, they
I'm pretty sure you gave us.
the consul gave you a letter with his seal on it.
Okay. So we're not walking into
Also,
the.
can I make a history check to see if I know the location
Of the location of what?
of like the town and where everything is?
Have you been here before?
We have been here before, for the
Oh,
record. Yeah.
yes,
true.
but we barely went around, so
Yeah. Well, why don't I do this then? Why don't I go up to the harbor master and I can ask him where I could find the barracks?
All right. So
Right.
you can walk up to the harbor master. You see it's like a relatively small kind of shack. There's sort of an older, gruff man in there. Aye. What can I help you with?
Good day, sir. We're travelers, you see, and we're looking for the barracks, the military outpost here. Could you point us the way?
Ah, yes. Well, most of the soldiers have established themselves. They've been quartering in some of the houses in the east, mainly on the outside of town, just outside the city walls.
That's interesting. So there are no, so there's no fortifications or barracks in the city, just if you will. Yeah.
Some of the soldiers are still arriving, and some of the other ones have already gone on and headed. Last summer, they headed over the mountains in preparation for this. Many of the soldiers are just arriving, however, considering it's still somewhat early in the campaign season.
Right. Of course.
The pass is still covered in snow, even at this time of year.
It's interesting. When does it usually? When does the snow start to melt?
Oh, it'll be melting already, but it won't be fully melted probably for at least another month.
Hmm.
Usually by Artematis, sometime around then, the snow will be mostly melted off. And then into Agrianios, the snow will be fully melted off, but by then it'll start to cool down again, and you might just get some snow.
Well, that's interesting. They didn't mention that on our waiver. Well, thank you, good sir.
Yes, of course.
Interesting. Well, if I may pick your brain just for one extra moment, do you have any other nuggets of wisdom for some travelers? We are seeking to go across the pass.
Oh, really? I wouldn't recommend it. Recently, a few caravans went over and, well, they didn't return, save for a few survivors. I say survivors. The rest of them were attacked by some sort of flying beast. One of them said that it was some sort of griffin. The other said it was a giant eagle. Who knows? Could be a dragon for all we know. Some sort of horrible flying beast has taken up roost up there. I wouldn't recommend going.
Well, we can more than take care of ourselves, but
Well,
are the survivors by chance here in town?
Well, it's possible. I suppose you could try up the Caravanassery. They might still be there. If I were them, I would have left town a long time ago, though.
Well,
Yes, Lloyd.
I'll handle the soldiers and tell them the info we were and get to know them. You try to dig up any information of this supposed flying creature.
Speaking like a captain already, are you? Sure, no problem.
I'm sorry.
I'm just laughing while I say that. Like, it's fine, sir. And I say sir like a sarcastic tone. And thank you, good sir. I'll be taking my leave now. Thank you again for your intelligent. Oh, sorry, intelligent. For your advice.
Yes, of course.
Can you tell me where the caravanserai might be? Or just
Yes.
just point me in the direction where I would go.
The Caravanserai is also on the eastern part of town, just outside the eastern gate.
Ah, no, thank you. Thanks again.
Yes, of course. All right. So you guys, where are you guys headed to?
Well, I am headed over towards the
Well-
east side of town.
All right.
Lloyd starts heading through, passing by the forum.
Okay.
Is there anything going on in the forum?
Is everybody?
Before I walk.
Everyone's going to the east. I'm guessing. Where are you guys splitting up?
I don't think I have a token on. Let me just kind of
Yeah.
flop one down.
So Greenspell's going to the Caravanserai.
Which is over like here.
It's at 2.
Oh, 2. Shit, my bad.
You're good. And then Lloyd, you're going to the soldiers' barracks, and you guys can decide which one you're going to join. You pass through the forum. It seems relatively empty. You see a large statue of a sort of armored man. And
Can I
you
make
see-
a history check to see if I know who this one is?
You can. 16. Okay. Yeah, I think you would definitely recognize him. Knowing a little bit about the history of this town, the Comnenus family they've lived in this town for a very long time, and this is basically the founder of that family, who supposedly is the one that built the walls around the town and sort of turned it into the trade hub that it is today. So he's the founder of the Comnenus family.
I see. Lloyd continues on over to the barracks, walking in.
And then Greenspell, you're going to the Caravanserai. Usopp, Luna, where are you guys headed to?
I think I'm gonna go with Lloyd.
Okay. Luna?
Luna's just gonna go to what's the forum?
It's just the center of town.
Okay, Luna's gonna go there.
Okay.
She's got to start performing while she do a little song.
Yeah,
No.
the town square. Okay.
She's not performing. She's still reading and writing in her book.
So,
I
Lloyd
think I may have just traumatized her and make her go like, I don't want to play Bard anymore if I have to do that.
sing, yeah. I would never make somebody sing if I'm not comfortable with it. All right.
No, Luna's fine with singing. It's just that Luna's trying to figure something stuff out, and it's just her book
Okay.
is not helping her.
Lloyd and Usopp, you guys are headed over to. You walk with Greenspell to the eastern gate, and he heads down to across the street to the Caravanserai, where you guys head into some buildings. You see a few like soldiers, sort of standing out guarding out front of the buildings, and then further back there are a bunch of buildings where you can see, maybe a few hundred soldiers who are all kind of off duty at the moment. As you approach, the guards they stop you. Halt! What business do you have to approach us?
I am Lloyd Brandel. The counselor sent me. We are here to assist with the brigand issue that has recently came up. Do you think you could let me and my companion in?
One moment. I need to speak with my commanding
Look-
officer.
Lloyd also just takes out the letter, offering it to him.
He
Also,
he goes to grab it. Do you let him take it?
yeah.
Okay. He grabs it and he says, "I'll bring this to my commanding officer right away." And then you see one of the guards, the one that took the letter, he goes back, kind of into the camp. And you sort of stand around and wait for like about 5 minutes or something. And then eventually, you see coming out again. Someone he's wearing like a like a plumed helmet and everything. Clearly he's the commanding officer. And he walks up to you and he says, "Ah, yes, I received a missive from the Senate about you. I've set aside 1 contubernium that you will be able to take with you on your journey into the east. Follow me. I'll take you to them." He motions for you to follow.
Lloyd nods, walking straight up with a very like strong stance, confident stance.
He sort of leads you through some of the barracks, and he leads you to one. Well, this will be the one. It's 8 men, led by their decanus, Himilco. 8
How can
regular
I
soldiers and 2 auxiliaries.
can you tell me the how to spell that?
Himilco, Himilco.
Wait, hang on, I need to.
I can put it in chat. And with that, he opens the door, and you see a few soldiers, all kind of sitting around in the barracks. Most of them seem to be Imperial. You do notice that there's one dwarf among them, but he doesn't look like a soldier. He seems to be some kind of blacksmith or servant or something. And then their leader, who is
Himoko.
Himilco, he stands up and walks over to you.
Lloyd offers out his hand. Captain Himoko, I'm assuming.
Yes. You're the one that we'll be heading into the east with?
Yes. I'm Lloyd Brandel. Pleasure to meet you. Do you mind telling me the names of your soldiers as well?
Okay, yes. He'll lead you through the barracks. This is Lucas and Georgios, and you see 2 Imperial men. All of the men here are young and Imperials, except Himilco himself, who is he's actually Adonian.
What's the other one's name other than Lucas?
Lucas, Georgios, and then he shows you to some
Georgios, how do I spell that?
more men. Put it in chat.
Just put in all the names
Okay.
in chats so I can type it
There's
down.
Georgios, and then he also shows you to Anomius, Alexius, Avianus.
A lot of S's.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the naming scheme. Callinicus, Arminius, Basil, who's one of the servants, and then Orlin, who is the dwarf, and he's also another servant. So Basil and Orlin are the servants. Himilco is the commander, and the others are the regular soldiers.
Okay. I am now writing down all of them and putting down their roles so I can.
Okay. You definitely don't have to know or remember all of their names, but
It's in Lloyd's character, so I have to. That's the reason why I was asking for names.
I was prepared
Also,
for
do you
once.
mind?
I had all their names down.
Also, do you mind telling me what weapons they're proficient in?
You see that all of them carry short swords, and then Basil, he's like a younger, almost like a boy, who seems to be managing some of the cooking and like keeping care of their donkey and stuff. And then Orlin, who is the dwarf, seems to be like fixing some of their armor and stuff. And neither of them are carrying weapons other than like a dagger. The rest of them are all carrying short swords.
Okay.
So after introducing you to all of the men, Himilko turns to you. And when will we be departing?
Well, currently, some of my other companions are out gathering info about this apparent beast that is
You don't know.
in the pass.
Were you with me at this conversation? Oh, you were. You were. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Himilko sort of eyes you. And you weren't thinking of taking this thing on, were you?
Well, we have to get across the path, and it's the only way forward. As much as I hate doing it, it's our only way forward. Unless you're just hoping to sit by for months on end, hoping that it'll go away. Don't worry.
Well,
I'll
I get
make sure
paid either
that
way.
we'll try to sneak across, but don't worry. Me and my companions will be taking the main front line. We won't put you guys at risk. Unless it's necessary.
Oh, very well. It is my duty to protect you, and while I'm with you, I will obey your orders, but know this. I serve my men, first and foremost. I'll protect their lives over anything else. You understand?
I understand that clearly, and I have no plans to sacrifice any of your lives.
Good. Well, in that case, why don't we all sit around and have a drink? And he sort of offers you an ale.
No, that's what
Lloyd,
He offers
Lloyd
one to you as
just
well, Usopp.
Lloyd just scratches the back of his head before answering. I guess one can't hurt.
All right. Well, while you guys are indulging in drink, we'll head over to Green.
Caravansary.
Yes. So you walk into it's like sort of like a mix between some like an inn, and then there are like attached stables. So you see you walk through and there's like a small little water area where people are coming in and collecting water and watering their horses and camels and stuff. And you notice that there are about as many camels as there are horses. And certainly there are plenty of horses and donkeys and camels all there in the caravanserai. But you also see some people out, some people from the caravans, guards as well as traders and servants and all the sort, going about their business. And a few of them are out like playing cards. Some of them are just kind of out hanging out, not really doing anything. Where are you headed to?
All right. Is there like a main counter or something, or any kind of like, or is it more like a store? Like like it's like a storage area.
Yeah, I think that there's like a person there who's supposed to kind of manage the rooms and the stalls and everything. So there's like a kind of like a desk where there's a person who's in charge of it.
Okay. I'll walk up to the desk and I will say to the person, "Excuse me, sir or madam."
All right. He looks over to you. Yes. Do you have a caravan that you'd like to board with us?
Not exactly. I'm actually searching for somebody, and I think what was the most recent There was a caravan apparently a few days ago that I was told had an encounter with a some sort of winged creature, and only a few came back.
Yes. Well, there were a couple of them that came. They managed to get out of that. A bloody encounter that must have been. None of the goods made it out either. None of the horses. Just a couple guys on foot. Quite a tragedy, though. Things like that do happen from time to time.
Yes. I'm sorry, sir.
The mountain pass is quite dangerous. So.
Yes, so I've been told. Do you happen to know where I might find them? Are they here? Maybe.
Let's see. I believe one of them is still here. Yes, I believe so. I suppose that you could go and speak with him, if he's out and about. His name is Zeno.
Very well.
A young man, dark hair. Last I saw him, he was out in the courtyard. I suppose you could try and speak with him. I think he was playing cards with some of the others.
Can you point him out to me in the crowd?
He sort of steps out from behind the counter and walks around, and he points to like a young imperial-looking guy. I believe that's him.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Yes, of course. And he walks back behind the
All right. So, all right then. With that information in hand, I'm going to walk over towards the table, and well, actually, is there any empty chairs at that table, or is it full?
Yeah, I think there's like an empty chair. There's like 3 or 4 guys that are playing cards.
Are they gambling, or are they just like playing cards?
They're gambling, but it's not like a very high stakes game. It's
Right.
just like for fun.
Right. All right. So I'll approach the table, and I'm like, excuse me, fine gentlemen. Do you mind if I join you?
They sort of look over. Yeah, what's one more? And
I pull
deal you in.
Right. And I pull out. Are they using like copper or silver pieces to bet with? I'm assuming.
Copper.
Right. So I'll come up. I'll sit down. I'll pull out like a purse, and I'll put like several silver pieces on the table.
All right.
Do I? I guess I would have to do a history check. Do I know how this game works?
That's a good question. What check would that be?
Would that be history, or would that be
Probably. Yeah, probably history.
Okay. Let's see. History. Sorry.
Or would it be performance?
No, it would be history. Well, because it's to know the rules of the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not performance would be like if I'm trying to
play the game.
Well, not quite. I guess.
Unless it's a game about bluffing.
Well, that would be deception.
Yeah.
Or sleight of hand if I try to cheat. Yeah. Exactly. So 13.
13 would be enough. It's a fairly popular game. Sort of along the lines of like Texas Hold'em, but slightly different rule set, we'll say. But somewhere in that realm. And you're not like an expert at the game, but you've seen some people play it before.
Okay, so I'll take some. All right, so then I'll go ahead and we're playing cards, and while in between hands, I'll be like, "So, what are your stories?"
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that sounded awkward. I'm sorry. Tell me more about you, fellow kind gentlemen.
They all sort of look over and say, "Well, we're just out here working on the caravans. I'm a caravan guard," says one of the guys. The other one says, "Yeah, and I just take care of the horses." And the guy that you recognize as Zeno says, "Yeah, I was a caravan guard until pretty recently. I'm starting to question that line of business these days."
Oh, and what's prompting that? Did something happen? Race.
He gives you this like shocked look on your face. Oh, have you not heard? I guess it's something of the talk of the town these days. A few
Well,
caravans have come in, and they've pretty much been nobody's been going up over the pass um, for a few weeks, thanks to what happened.
you'll have to excuse me. I'm new in town. What exactly happened?
Oh yeah. Well, it's a pretty standard caravan. About 40 men or so, all loaded down with goods. Not too sure what they are carrying, but whatever. They paid well. We went up the pass. It was a bit early in the year to be going up over the pass, so there's still lots of snow on the ground, but it's definitely doable. I thought it would be a pretty easy job, relatively speaking, anyway. We get up, say, I don't know, a few days travel up the mountains, and one of the guys he points out and he says, "Hey, is that some kind of big old bird?" And I took a look at it, and I thought it was a hawk. Then the next thing I know, it comes swooping down. It grabs one of the guys, horse and all, lifts him up, and drops him down the side of the mountain. Poor fellow didn't have to stand a chance.
Oh my,
Next,
that's cool.
yeah, next thing I know, we're all running in different directions, and well, I was running back down that mountain as fast as my legs could carry me. I didn't get it too good of a look at it, but to me, it looked like some kind of giant bird.
Hmm. Can you recall anything else about it?
Uh, Not too much. Let's see. It was sort of a silvery in color, I think. Blended in real good with the snow. Guess that's why we didn't see it.
Hmm.
It attacked us pretty much in broad daylight. Must not have had too much fear of us.
And if you had to guess how big would you say it was?
Oh, the thing was huge. Probably, I don't know, maybe 10 feet long. A wingspan of, I don't know, maybe 20 feet, 25 feet. It's hard to tell when you're running for your life.
That's you got that right. I've done that more than my fair share of times.
Yeah, well, in this line of work, it's if you want to survive to the next caravan trip, it's all about knowing when to cut your losses and run.
I guess you already got that right. Did you notice anything else? Maybe about the beak. Was it pointed, longer, maybe anything like that?
I
You
guess
see,
I couldn't really tell if there was a beak or wasn't. It didn't get close enough to me for me to really tell.
and if it's not too much to ask, what kind of goods were you carrying, or what kind of goods were you protecting?
I'm not too sure. It must have been something pretty valuable though, because they sure did hire a lot of guards, a lot more
Hmm.
than normal. Must have been gold or silver or something.
Interesting. Do you know if anyone else happened to make it back to town, or was it just you?
I think there are a few other fellas who made it down the mountain too. Not too sure what happened to them. They probably already skipped town by now. I
Hmm.
can't say that I really blame them.
Well, then, I guess that. Well, interesting. Well, with that, all in.
All right, we'll see how much money you lose.
Let's see how.
Let's just say I lose 2 silver pieces.
Roll. You can roll a
Great.
d10. If you get above a 10, you win. If you get below a 10,
mean-
you lose.
You mean a D20?
D20. Yeah, that's what I said. No, you
You
lose.
said a D10, but yeah. So I.
Yeah, you lose a couple of silver.
Oof. Well, I guess this it's a good thing cards aren't my day job. I guess. Well, it was nice to meet you all. Hopefully we'll see each other again soon. We'll play again.
Yeah, you're welcome to play with us anytime.
I have a laugh. I laugh as I spin a gold piece in my hand. Like, sure, buddy.
All right. You sort of you leave out from the table. And as you do so, well, actually, Lloyd and Usopp, where are you guys? You still out drinking with the with Himilko and his buddies?
Oh, I'm
No, I
drinking.
just finished the drank one glass and just stopped right there.
Okay. Are you,
Lloyd is just more so just asking in the captain, going like, Himeko, just out of curiosity, are any of your soldiers proficient in using bows or crossbows?
he sort of gives it a thought for a second. Yeah, I think most of us probably could use a short bow if we needed to, at least for hunting or something. I think young Basil over there is pretty good with the sling.
Hmm. It might be a good idea to, if we can, maybe some of us can spare a few gold and get you guys at least you, like, maybe one or two of you might be helpful for our journey.
Hmm.
Because
Well,
only having short swords is kind of limiting.
normally we carry a few javelins in case we need to get engage in range, but I find the best tactic is to just get close to the enemy and start stabbing them.
It's unfortunate if they're in the air.
I guess that's true, but they gotta land sometime.
By the way, I'm probably doing like little party tricks with dancing lights. Just
Okay.
like making juggling dancing lights
Yeah.
for the crowd.
They've sort of gathered around you, watching you do your party
He
trick.
Lloyd looks at the dwarf, asking Orland, right?
Aye, sir.
I've heard about a few things in the Empire, but I wondered what your position is.
Uh, I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
Well, I've heard that this empire has done things that I don't exactly agree with. But I guess that shouldn't matter. All that matters is we're comrades in arms now.
Aye, that's correct. And if you need anything that needs fixing up, well, I'd be happy to help.
And
All right. Where are all you guys headed to next?
Well, I don't know where they went. Like I'm a.
Honestly, we didn't know where each other went, so
I guess I'm just gonna try to I'm just wandering into town. Like, where the hell is everybody?
Okay.
I guess that would be our next approach too. Just kind of like,
Well, you guys are. I thought you guys were drinking. You guys were having a good
wait,
time.
wait, you're right. Wait. I'm drinking. I'm
So
having a great time.
he's not leaving.
Yeah. So
not
I'm just
leaving.
so
Lloyd
just
just looks.
I'm just kind of walking through town, and I go through the forum, and I happen. Do I need to roll perception check, or can I just see Luna amongst the the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, it's not too busy
Okay.
today, so you'd probably just see her.
As well as just the fact it's kind of hard to miss the red-headed girl. Just saying.
It's true, but
The Dragonborn. Yeah.
the token redhead dragonborn. Yep. So okay. Well, I come across
What?
Luna.
A question: what do you mean by token redhead?
Well, the only redhead in the group.
True.
it's
Well,
my
I mean,
turn.
Lloyd is one too. What are you talking about?
Oh, right. You forgot. Oh, yeah. I guess that's red.
It's more like
Anyway.
a brownish red.
Right. Well, in any case, so I come into this, wandering about, and I run into Luna. Oh, there you are, Luna. What you been up to?
Studying.
Ah, have you seen the others anywhere?
No. She
Huh.
she pauses for a second and goes, no.
Huh. Oh, that's weird. They went off. They said they were going off to the barracks, and I went over there, and I can't seem to find them.
Did you go into the barracks?
You're not there.
Shh. Metagame.
I didn't
Huh.
see him go into the. He never said he went into the barracks.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I would have thought you guys would. I thought they'd been done by now. Figured they'd be waiting outside. But I guess not. Hopefully everything went all right and nothing happened to them.
If anything, I think
What he
he's
gets.
getting drunk.
I've never taken Lloyd to be one that is to enjoy drink. But I could definitely see Usopp, wetting his whistle at the local watering hole.
I will say
Perhaps I'll
this,
try there. Well, in any
say
case,
this: what Luna is writing isn't full on comments, so.
right. Well, are you writing a book?
No.
Perhaps.
She's copying Lloyd's song so she could do it for herself.
No, she's not.
If you don't want to share, that's fine. It's your business.
I want to share, but I'm not too sure. The book isn't exactly being helpful in these situations. It would be helpful at home, but not here. I think Dragonlands and this empire have different politics.
Perhaps I might be able to give you a fresh angle on it. Is the book in Draconic, I'm assuming?
Nope. It's in common.
Okay. May I?
She gives you the book.
So, what exactly am I reading?
Pretty much, it's like a bunch of tribe treaties for the Dragonlands and stuff like that. And Luna's trying to but Luna's notes are but Luna's notes are more so how to apply this to this situation for the Empire. And it's clear she's not doing it well.
So I'm guessing these treaties are basically written in legalese, more or less. So, they're written in vague, flowery language that, most people wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm having a hard time reading this myself, actually. And I'm taking the book and I'm rotating it, huh. Interesting. Well, is there something in particular you're looking for?
I'm more so just trying to figure out how to put the situations from that made the treaties happen into, say, the Empire territory, but honestly, but as I said, I think we have two very different politics.
Well, perhaps Lloyd might be able to help you with this when we see him. He is the politician of the group, after all.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find the others. I guess I'll start with the watering hole. That's probably where Usopp is.
Alright, I'll be here.
Okay. Well, good luck with your I say studies in like quotes. So I leave Luna to her business and I walk back towards the barracks.
All right. So you walk over to the barracks. Are you sure you're trying to get into the barracks?
Sure. I will walk like towards the entrance. Like,
all right. The guards will stop you. Halt. What business do you have inside the barracks?
I'm using the bathroom. Be
oh,
right back.
you. Excuse me, kind sir. I believe I'm looking for two comrades of mine. They go by the name Usopp and Lloyd Brandel. They were here earlier on some official business from the consul.
Oh, really? 1 minute, and then he sort of heads back. And then so Usopp and Lloyd, while you're out sort of drinking in the barracks with some of the men.
Lloyd only had one cup. He's
Okay.
not
Well,
drinking
while you're
more.
hanging out with him, anyway.
His head's spinning.
You see,
No.
you see a soldier kind of enter into the room. The two of you who are here on business from the consul. There's a halfling out there who says he knows you.
Green spell, right?
Maybe I don't really remember what he said.
Halfling? Never heard of him.
Oh, really?
Lloyd just smacks his head, just shaking it before going like,
He's one of ours.
ignore him.
Yeah, very well.
He
I'll
had
let
a
him
little
in.
bit too much to drink.
Probably my third cup in.
The guy just chuckles and walks out. And so after a few minutes of waiting, Greenspell, you see the guard return. Yes, they're. I'll lead you to them.
Thank you.
Leads you back into through some buildings to a barracks. He opens the door and says, "They're in there."
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, and then so Greenspell, you walk in and you see, Usopp thrown back some ales with his new best friends, while Lloyd's trying to like learn about Himmelko and some of the men.
I see you started without me.
See you join the party late.
Lloyd just goes like,
oh, great.
He's gotten to the point that he almost completely forgot about you and said he didn't know you when the guard came asking about you.
I look over at Usopp with like a confused look on my face, like, what? What's he talking about?
You're so short. I can't remember.
Well, in any case, I do have some news to report. If you're sober enough to hear it.
I'm sober.
Don't worry, I only had one cup. I'm still perfectly fine.
Huh. Interesting. Was that your first one of all time? Oh, that may have hit a
I
nerve
just
there.
prefer. No, it's just I prefer not to drink, but since the soldiers offered it, I thought it would be best to at least have one to show some respect.
Hey, you don't have to justify that to me. But no, in any case. Yes, because you look a bit pale in the face, that's all.
All right. So what do you got to lay on
Can I
us?
just make a Constitution check just to,
You
or
want
saving
to-
throw, just
Because
see if
just to
yeah, Constitution saving throw. 14. I mean, I think that's probably enough, and the deck save. So
I don't know what the deck saves were, but okay.
you
But
don't
that-
drop your ale.
I accidentally pressed it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
14 is probably enough that you, for a single ale, you're not like drunk or anything.
Because remember, this isn't the first time Lloyd has even drank ink, even in the thing. Because remember, he drank after the trauma of the freaking shark thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But I'm guessing you didn't. Anyway, so I managed to learn a little bit more about our mysterious flying creature. So from what I was able to gather, it was about 10 feet 10 feet long, and wingspan of similar length. Some had silvery colored either feathers or scales or skin. And it was big enough and strong enough to be able to pick up an entire horse and to toss it across the mountain.
What check is that for Lloyd to get a guess of what it was?
I
Would
guess
that
you
be
guys can both roll it, but it would be nature.
Nature. Wait, you said both, but who's
Oh,
both?
any of
Me
you, any of you. I mean, you've also heard the description of it, so you could.
The only one who hasn't heard this description is Luna.
Yep. Let's see, 10 and 11.
and Usopp?
19. Okay, that's pretty good. So, Lloyd and Greenspell, you think, I mean, it would be maybe about the size of a giant eagle, and you're not too sure if maybe giant eagles live in these mountains. You're not really sure. But Usopp, you think, well, it's probably not a giant eagle. As far as you know, giant eagles, they tend not to really live up in the mountains like that. They occasionally do, and there are some varieties that do, but you've never really heard of a giant eagle living in the Parnon Mountains, so that would be really strange. And it could be something like a griffin, but it doesn't really seem to match the description, especially the silvery skin thing. The thing that it sounds the most like to you would be a dragon. You think it sounds a bit like a white dragon, but it seems a bit strange to you because that would be really quite small for a dragon. So you get to thinking about, well, maybe it's something somewhat related to a dragon. But ultimately, you're still not sure. Maybe it's an eagle with white coloration, or a griffin with white coloration. But you're sort of leaning in the direction of maybe some kind of dragon or like a drake or something in that kind of family would be the sort of thing you'd find in a mountain.
Okay. This is troubling news, friends. I've never heard of a griffin nor an eagle with white coloration. This leads me to believe, as I dare say it, more in the Drake family, but with it being so small, it's so hard to believe. A youngling, maybe? A baby? I don't know. But this is altogether troubling news. If something can surprise us on the trail and just take one of us out, is something that is hard to fathom.
Huh. It is quite an interesting conclusion you've come
Yeah.
to. But
regardless,
Is there
something like this out is
any
just
weakness of white scale dragons, like specifically like thunder magic or anything?
I have no
if I
idea.
knew that. If I knew that, I would not be an alkalite.
I turned to the soldiers.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, kind gentlemen. Do you know at the bazaar? Do you know if they have any books?
They
I didn't see. I didn't see a library on my way over here.
they kind of look around. One of them gives like a slight chuckle. I wouldn't think so. More of like a stables and an inn.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, maybe. Well, I'm going. Well, if you'll excuse me. Thank you for that. I'm gonna go talk to the harbor master real quick. Oftentimes sailors see all kinds of things on their journeys. Perhaps one of them may know what we're dealing with. They might know some more information. If you'll excuse me. Oh, I should probably introduce myself. I'm sorry. I am Greenspell, by the way.
You see this Adonian man who's been sort of talking to Lloyd. He walks up and shakes your hand. I'm Himilko.
It's nice to
I'm
meet you, Himilko.
The decanus of this Contubernum.
I'll say that I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna pretend, but I know what that means, and I'm just like laughing a little to myself.
Well, I'm their commander. That's all you need to know, I suppose.
Very well. You'll have to excuse my sudden departure, but I want to try to get to the bottom of this as quickly as possible. We should, if what Usopp is saying is true, then we need to take all maximum precautions.
I think that that's a wise course of action.
Yes. If you'll excuse me.
Of course.
Plenty of time for drink later, I suppose.
We'll stay and guard the ale.
I'm sure the ale will be well guarded with you around.
All right.
So I'm gonna walk back to the harbor.
Okay. So you walk over to you're going to speak with the harbor master, or just?
I'm just gonna talk with random sailors.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. 1 second. We'll pull my character sheet.
3.
3. Oof.
All right. So you find a few people who are willing to talk to you, but the stories they tell you are not that helpful. You kind of ask more in the direction of dragons, but even about like giant eagles and stuff. And there are a few people who sort of have stories about giant eagles, but based on their description, it makes it pretty clear that they've never actually seen an eagle, and you're starting to wonder if they've ever even seen a bird before. So you think that this information is dubious at best.
All right. So while getting this information, I like awkwardly smile. I'm like, "Well, thank you for your time." And I'm just like, let's see. Oh, harbor caravanserai. Well, I can try the bazaar. Maybe somebody there will know something. Thinking to myself.
All right.
Walk past.
If not, I would like to talk to the what's his name? Sar?
The commander?
Yeah.
Himilko?
Himilko.
All right. So you sort of walk over to him. He nods to you. Usopp's your name, right?
Usopp's the name.
Name's Himilko.
It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a fine group of people you have here.
Thanks. You gotta say, it's a lot of responsibility being charged with their command, as I have been.
Of course. So, I really wanted to stress this on our next endeavor. We're not here to lose you. We're here to see you to the front lines.
Well, I hope that's true.
So, if things get rough, flee. But
He sort of eyes you for a second.
at the same time, put a little faith in us.
Soldier never puts faith in strangers.
That is true. An acolyte never puts faith in soldiers.
Well, I'll put
Lloyd
faith in my own
just
soul and my own sword, and I'll put faith in my own men.
Just know, we're trying for the best for this whole outcome to be resolved.
Well, it's my duty to follow your orders, and it's my duty to protect my men. Hopefully,
And so you know, I will if it comes to it, I will protect your men.
Lloyd chimes, going like, I feel like that should be one of our foremost priorities.
Of course. I'm just saying, if things go south, Lloyd, I can get them. I can get the people out of here, and we can fight.
yes, well, we're not green ourselves. We've seen a few battles. And if there's one thing that we've learned is the overzealous soldier is a soldier that never sees more than one battle. I guess
I'll take that to heart.
It's usually the ones who play safe and are more focused on the cohesion of their men and keeping them all alive that gets through the battle.
I agree.
Lloyd chimes in.
I just hope that well, hopefully it'll be an easy mission. Normally the battles are short, but the days and days of walking on the march, that's what
Is
really
what
gets
gets to you.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been east of the mountains?
No, I've never actually been.
Only one.
Surprisingly to say, out of the temples. Usually,
Would you mind telling us, if you guys have been across the pass, do you mind telling us what it's like there? We have only heard stories, but if any of you guys have any information, we'll be happy to hear.
I've been over there before. Just over the border, on a patrol near Delos. And I've got to say, there's not too much to write home about. It's a sea of grass in every direction. Pretty dreadfully boring. You better watch out for snakes.
Also wide open, making ranged weapons more effective.
Yes, that's true. uh, not too long ago, I guess the higher ups wouldn't want you to know about it, but there was a large expedition to the east, led by another quite energetic consul, shall I say. And he led his expedition straight into the east, right out into the open, right into an ambush. Those Idari barbarians, they surrounded him, pelted him with arrows, and what could they do? Every time his men charged, they just rode away on their horses. Almost the entire army was destroyed, and the consul, well, you don't want to know what happened to him.
I think
Was
this time
he
different.
was he executed
Oh yes,
after the forces surrendered?
he was. Well, this is what I heard. I'm not sure if you can believe it, but I'm not sure how much you know about him. But he was quite a wealthy man, well known for being one of the richest men in all of the empire. And so the Adari, barbarians as they are, thought that it would be a fun way of honoring him by pouring molten gold down his throat.
Lloyd
It's
just shudders at that thought.
quite a way to go. If it's true, anyway.
Hopefully, makes me wonder though.
Expensive way to go.
Oh, certainly.
If it was an expedition, I wonder if it was defensive or was it truly an aggressive attack? If it was more of a aggressive attack, then I doubt there's going to be little room for diplomacy. But if it was out of defense for their own territory, that could actually change things.
Oh, what does it matter? Every year, those barbarians come over and kill many of our citizens. I say it's only fair that we go over and kill a couple of theirs. Who knows who started it and who cares? That's just how it is.
Fair enough.
There's no victors in war.
Tell that to the one who wins.
Yeah, but then they're just gonna want more and more, and the cycle continues.
I suppose. I guess as long as we get our pay at the end of the day, and I keep all my arms and my legs, it's a victory enough for me.
Himiko, what do you say to a drink?
I say that sounds
Lloyd,
good.
Lloyd just goes like, I hope you're not planning on having one of those drinking contests again that you also love.
No, just a couple drinks.
Himilko looks you up and
fine.
down. What, are you scared?
No, I just seen his obsessive drinking habits. Gives a dwarf a run for his money, I say.
And you said I was scared?
Yeah. Yeah, you're too scared that I'll win. Is that what it
Oh
is?
no. Put the flagons down.
All right. Well, what do you say?
Put the flagons down. Let's do this.
All right.
I'll keep track of how much you guys drink. What should the winner get?
Nothing. Reputation.
I think that sounds fair. The ale's paid for by the army, so don't have to worry about that one.
All right. You and me, 1-on-1.
Very well.
Square off.
Let's both take a swig. All right. Roll Constitution saving throw. As you guys see who can. Oh, he did not do well. 3.
Wait, better roll.
He rolled a 3 and a 1. All right. So basically, only a few ales in, and Himilko's already starting to turn green. After just one more, he sort of falls over on the table. He's like blackout drunk. And you're pretty much perfectly fine still.
No, that's 19 after like 3 beers, so I'm not fine.
You're right, but you're not
Yeah.
I mean, you're drunk. But you were already drunk when you
Yep.
when you started. So
Yeah, let's go with that.
when Himilko falls over, the men let out a cheer. Usopp, Usopp, Usopp.
Lloyd just goes like I said, he drinks like a dwarf.
Let it be known. Anyone who challenges me shall be undone.
Too high constitution.
Watch as the
Not
dwarf
fair.
actually challenges him straight up after hearing that.
Yeah,
And
he's a
I'm
sober
done
dwarf.
for the night.
Wait,
Right.
he's a dwarf that doesn't drink? What?
Maybe, I don't know. You haven't seen him drinking. All right. We'll go.
That's unusual.
We'll go back to Greenspell.
Oh, right. It's my turn. So I'm gonna go to the bazaar. What kind of shops do I see?
So it's like a lot of market stalls, similar to the kind of thing you'd expect anywhere. They have, a lot of food and regular like household items like blacksmithery and there's like
Butchers, your bakers,
Yeah.
your candlestick makers.
yes,
all that.
exactly. Yep, but there's also a few who are like traders who have come from who have sailed in, who are like managing a caravan and are trading there in the market, and they have like various things like spices and some of them have like jewelry and precious gems, and so pretty much anything you can imagine.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to one of the. I'm gonna look at like one of the spice traders, and I'm going to, try to prop up a conversation.
Okay. So you walk up to one of the spice traders. Are you interested in one of my spices?
They certainly smell good. What? I'm not super familiar with this though. What is this wonderful smell?
Ah, yes, I have this particular incense, and he holds up like a few sticks that are burning. This incense, it comes from it actually comes from the Isles of the Elves, if you'll believe it.
Oh, that's
They say it smelling it can grant magical powers and a magical understanding of the universe. I don't know about all that, but certainly does smell nice.
How much for a how much?
Well, I suppose I could give you a box of them for, let's say, 15 gold.
Oh, it's a bit much.
Yes, well,
Okay.
these are imported from a long ways away.
It's true, I suppose. Well then, well, I'm sure a salesman of your caliber has seen many lands.
Yes, I suppose I have.
I'd say, have you ever seen dragons before?
A dragon. Let's see. I've heard tale of dragons. I can't say that I've seen one myself with my own eyes. At least I hope I haven't.
Right, of course. What have you heard?
Well, they're terrible beasts. Of course, everyone knows that. Large creatures. I've heard that each of the different colors of their scales corresponds to some sort of elemental energy.
Interesting.
I'm not sure necessarily what that means, but there are fire dragons and ice dragons and thunder dragons and all of that. And I think that each of them have a unique coloration to their scales.
Interesting.
At least that's what I've heard.
Right. Did you come through the pass when you came to town, or would you sail in through the harbor?
No. I sailed into the harbor. My caravan was planning on passing over the pass, but well, I suppose you've heard as well as I have. There's some creature has set up shop up there.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking you. I was hoping you might be able to give me a little insight, but clearly
You think that it's a dragon?
it's possible. Well, here's what I know, and and if you'll enlighten me, perhaps I will consider buying one of your boxes of spices.
Oh, you don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have been to the Dragonlands before, and
Have you now?
dragons are quite common there. Well, dragon people anyway. I guess the principle is probably the same.
Interesting. Well, here's what I know about the creature. I spoke to one of the unfortunate souls who managed to see it and escape with his life. And I sort of explained while I'm doing that. So, if you've seen something like this before, and so it's a larger bird-like creature, got silvery skin or perhaps scales, feathers, large enough to pick up a full-grown horse and throw it from the mountain. I mean,
yes,
and yes, and I don't happen to think it's an eagle or even a griffin.
Could it be a white dragon?
Well, a comrade. It could be a white dragon. A comrade of mine told me he's he knows a little bit about dragons, and he said it would be a bit small for a dragon, probably about 10 feet wide, probably no bigger than probably no bigger than your stand.
I've heard that I'm no dragon expert myself, such as your friend. Perhaps you should ask him to clarify this. But I have heard that young dragons, they're not raised by their parents like you or I, but rather at a very young age they depart from their home as soon as they're able to fly, and they set up a nest of their own. I suppose it could have been a young dragon that just moved into the mountains for that purpose.
Perhaps. Well then. Well, I suppose I should keep my end of the bargain. Tell me, what kind of spices do you have here?
Yes, were you interested in spicing up your food, or were you looking for something to burn?
Let's say a little bit of both.
Well, I have here some rare spices from the Dragonlands. Quite hot. Put a single drop of this in your food, and it'll be like you're breathing fire. I'd be willing to part with. He holds up like a small bottle of it. I'd be willing to give this to you for 10 gold.
I think that sounds like a fair deal. Oh, can I do an insight check first?
Yeah, go ahead.
15.
It seems like I mean, spices are expensive. So, it is expensive, but not like so expensive, way more than you would have ever thought you could pay for that. It's sort of in the price range.
Right. He's not. I don't get any no alarm bells go off saying he's trying to scam me. Okay. So 10 gold.
All right. Very spicy spice.
Is it liquid or is it a powder or like a?
It's like a powder. Yeah. It's like an orangish reddish powder.
And how would you say there is? Like, how large would you say the bottle is?
I mean, maybe like I was thinking like I don't know, like 8 ounces, 6 ounces. I don't know.
Like the kind you would get at the grocery store?
Yeah, basically.
Like one of those?
Yeah, more or less.
Like the tall ones or the short ones?
I'll say the tall one. Why not?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Okay, interesting. This gives me an idea. Thinking to myself. Oh, I put it back into my satchel and I'm like, I say thank you to the kind gentleman and best of luck with your travels and your sales.
Thank you. Of course. You're welcome back to my shop anytime.
Thank you. And with
Alright.
that, I walk back towards the barracks.
All right, you walk back in and you see Usopp and Himilko just as they're finishing up their drinking contest. You see Himilko like fall over, completely drunk on the table.
Usopp, come on, man. We just met him.
Oh god.
He challenged me. I had to.
All right. I think that's enough for you tonight. Come on.
Probably.
Let's get you to a bed.
Lloyd
there-
just
Is there an open bunk somewhere?
Yeah, there would be. I'll say there are a few open bunks.
All right. I'll put him.
Lloyd
all right,
just
I'll take like Usopp's like I grab his shoulder, but I'm not quite tall enough, so I'm like grabbing him, like holding him up by
Lloyd just
holding him by his like.
picks just
Are you gonna pick up his
actually,
leg?
since Lloyd is there, can he? No, like, can Lloyd just try to lift, like, hold him up by the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go willingly.
All right. You guys kind of lift him up.
Kind of help him get to.
Take him to a bunk.
Lloyd could probably do it single-handedly with that role.
Yeah, but Greenspell wants to help.
Plus, if I help you get in that 20, so yeah, no.
True.
In any case, I would. Is it safe to say that with the two of us, helping him get him to a bed, get him to one of the empty bunks, without
definitely.
without any,
Yeah, you don't accidentally drop him.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
Unless we purposely drop him onto something.
Well, I said you didn't accidentally drop him.
That's fine.
Okay. Here's the fun part. I'm gonna try and do a little prank.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out the bottle of spice and I'm gonna try to put a little bit on his finger.
Okay.
While he's sleeping. Would that be sleight of hand or would that be deception?
Sleight of hand.
17?
17. I'm guessing that beats your passive perception.
13.
I believe that does, yeah.
All right. So yeah, you managed to put a little bit of spice.
Like
you're just putting it on his hand or his finger.
Like on his fingertips, yes. That way, when he goes to rub his eyes, when he wakes up, it gets in his eyes. And it's like ah.
Lloyd
All
just looks
just
at him.
a little bit, not a lot, not enough to damn hurt you. Just like a dash.
Lloyd
Granted,
just goes
Lloyd has.
like,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
do you think that Lloyd would notice that since he's fully conscious?
Still
he beat
passive
your passive perception. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
he kind of just like slipped it on. It's like do.
Yep. He was pretty smooth about it. 17 is
Yep.
pretty good.
And even if you did notice it, you wouldn't know what it is.
That's also true.
I didn't say what it was just yet.
All right.
Hopefully,
like
I put it back in my pocket, and I'm like, I look to Lloyd, walking away. Hopefully, he doesn't have a rude awakening.
What do you mean by that, Greenspell?
Nothing, of course. I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever could you mean?
After your stunt with the spider thing, I'm concerned with what you're willing to pull.
The spider thing was funny.
Well, I can assure you that no harm will come to anybody. Nothing. I didn't do anything. I just got him to bed, just like you did. Just tuck him in, making sure he was nice and comfortable, and he wouldn't, choke on his own vomit.
There you go. What a good friend.
Can Lloyd make a insight check here or anything? With just the way he's acting. Okay. Where's insight?
It's in between history and intimidation.
Yes, sir.
He's probably not going to be high.
18, pretty good. All right. So I mean, Greenspell, you can make a deception check if you want, or you can just.
Like a counter check, counter skill check.
Lloyd just goes, I know you too well. You probably did something. You are not this nervous. You have actually done something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
The beads,
Oh,
All right,
Lloyd,
well.
you can tell he's lying, but you don't know what he did.
little sweat beads roll down his face.
Lloyd
Right.
just sighs.
So
Is it the I'm surrounded by idiots look?
yeah.
He just goes like, fine, just don't do anything to me.
I look at him and I smile. I'm like, okay.
The soldiers, they
To Usopp and Dormatu, if he ever comes back, go right ahead. I won't stop you, because clearly it is a fruitless effort.
Now you're getting it. And I like hit him on the back, like, play like, now you're getting it.
Lloyd
Alright.
just shakes his head disapprovingly, but doesn't say have any retort.
You, my friend, need to learn how to loosen up every once in a while.
I can. It's just not in this specific way.
Need some sleep ourselves. I'm
It
assuming
is correct.
is it evening time?
Yeah, the soldiers, they offer to there are a few like empty bunks, so you can stay with them if you want, or you could try and find an inn.
Well, I suppose I should go find Luna and let her know that we have some free lodging if we would like it. Lloyd, would you mind looking after Usopp? Just until I get back.
Oh god.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
Lloyd just
Good drunk acting.
goes like,
Don't forget to keep.
Lloyd
Don't.
just
Oh god, sorry.
Lloyd just goes like, well, someone has to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid during his drunken stupor.
Just remember to keep him on his side and on his front. Don't let him sleep on his back.
I'm gonna fight a dragon.
That's right, dragons. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Wait. Greenspell?
Something wrong?
If we...
Well, I'm waiting.
Do you think that we can take some of the scales and possibly have it be forged into dragon mail for you?
I don't know. Would it? Well, where would I find dragon scales, though?
If it was a dragon, for say.
Well, I'm not one to say. I suppose if it were a dragon, I guess if it were in decent enough shape, we could get dragon scales. But that might be a question for Luna. She would know better than any of us about dragons and all that.
Yeah, most likely, considering that she's a dragonborn.
Right. Well, I'll bring that up to her when I go grab her. Maybe. Anyway. Yeah. Right. I'll be back, buddy. And I like saying to Usopp and like hitting him, like patting him on the back, like I'll be right back, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Lloyd just goes like,
God,
you really need to stop over drinking. It cannot be good for your health, Usopp.
All right.
What's right amount. More?
All right. All right. Well, while he's doing that, I walk out the barracks and I'm gonna head back towards the forum. Is it like nighttime or is it still like evening?
It's like late late evening, around sunset, probably.
So it's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
And Luna hasn't moved.
yeah. About like 8 o'clock, probably.
You're still
Luna,
here.
You're still in the forum.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she is still studying because she's going.
Are you like on the same page that I was when,
No.
when you left? Okay.
No, but it's
No.
clear she wants to chuck it.
Well. In any case, Luna, the 4 of us the 3 of us are staying at the bunks. And our companions have let us stay there if you would like to accompany us. I'm sure there's a number of decent inns, but just tell them that you're with me and with Lloyd, and hopefully they won't give you any problems. If not, well, then just have them come grab us, and we will get it sorted out.
I'll just stay at an inn. I'm not.
Are you sure? Do you feel? Okay, yeah. All right. Do you feel comfortable staying by yourself?
I'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I guess in that case, then we should probably meet up here tomorrow morning.
All right. I don't know where an inn is here, so.
You'll be able to find one.
Oh yeah, but where like?
Do you think?
I'm just gonna put it. Put here because.
Yeah, you can just put it in a building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. All right, it'll be 5 silver to buy a room for the night.
You said 5 silver.
That's like.
Yes.
All right.
All right. The rest of you are taking up the free lodging in the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm already drunk to do anything, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You pass over the next day.
All right.
Yep.
Wake up to. Nice. Nice.
Lloyd just
Water.
instantly wakes up and just
Water.
instantly goes like, Greenspell did it! As he just instantly points to Greenspell's bunk.
Water. Someone water. I just. Hello? Hello?
Some of the soldiers, they start running over, they're grabbing water, and they're like, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay?"
I got something in my eye. It hurts.
Let me see.
Lloyd,
They're like, "Oh, I think he has an eye infection. It's just, like his eyes are completely bloodshot."
Lloyd just points at Greenspell and goes like, "It was Greenspell."
I don't care who it was. Help.
I turn to the soldiers. I'm like, "Quick, get a pail of water now."
they run out and get a pail of water.
All right. This is only gonna hurt for like 2 seconds, Usopp. I take his head and I like dunk it in the water.
Oh.
All right, keep your eyes open, buddy. It's gonna be okay. And just pull it up. Better?
This is not better. Do it again.
Back in.
Lloyd just watches the scene and just shakes his head in disappointment.
Yeah,
going like,
all the soldiers are also watching.
It's better.
And they've gathered around.
One more for good luck. All right, back up.
Lloyd just
that did not go as planned.
Lloyd just looks at Lucas, crossing his arms, just going like, I do not know how I met these people and why they constantly act like this.
He turns to you. Is this normal?
I do not fucking know.
He just lets out a sigh.
Look at Usopp and I'm like, you okay? You alright, buddy?
I think you got me back for this one. Okay. Okay, we're good.
Wow, that stuff really works.
If Luna sees that that Greenspell has a dragon spice,
Oh.
Luna's taking it off of Greenspell person. Immediately.
Well, Luna's in the inn. Luna doesn't see any of this.
That's true.
No, she's not. She's already awake.
Also, nobody knows that it was a spice even because he still doesn't know
No.
what caused it.
No one knows what caused this except Axel yelling it was Greenspell's fault. So I was like, oh, you got me good.
Lloyd was instantly just doing that just so people won't be looking at him. Lloyd
All
does
right.
not want to get caught up in any of this. He's just going like, okay, Greenspell, if you leave me alone, I will I will not stop this whatsoever. Just leave me out of this.
You could have just kept silent.
You didn't have to say it. Yeah, you. It's just a prank, bro.
Just a prank.
No.
You're good, right, Usopp?
Usopp, make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna see if you're blind.
Yeah. How do I do Constitution saving throw?
Watch as he gets a nat one and he's permanently blind now.
19. No.
Well, yeah.
So your eyes are a little bit like red and puffy, but after like a few minutes of kind of your eyes watering and dunking your head in the water, you're still a little bit teary eyed, but you think you'll be fine.
All right.
Well, that'll get you up in the morning.
So now I'm awake. Greenspell?
Hmm?
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just like laughing into like, yeah, I got you that time.
Got you once, you got me once. I'll get you next time.
Okay. All right.
Well, he did steal your boots, so
that is, yeah. I'm still a little mad about that, but you know.
Now you're even.
Not quite, but we'll see.
I don't know.
Especially considering that the halfling could make the most use out of it.
That is true. All right.
So,
well, after that happens, let's just say, you know, obviously they will get up, you know, get dressed, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And
Himilko will walk up to you and ask, what is the plan? Are we departing or?
We're going to wait for our final comrade and probably.
Very well.
well,
I'll stay here with the men and gather up our provisions. Are we planning on leaving later today or tomorrow?
Either or, depending on how much time we have left in today.
Very well. I'll make sure that the men are ready.
All right. And I guess go fetch Luna. I told her I'd meet her in the center of the plaza. So
Lloyd just goes like, I am coming with you.
Okay. You don't trust me anymore. It's fair.
Well as just the fact that I just don't want to be around Usopp goes on another chaotic moment again.
In case he goes on a bender. All right. Well,
just in case he's still having a hangover from last night.
I'm sure he's hungover. I'm sure he's hungover. He's probably he's hungover and now his eyes hurt. So I'm sure he's not too well. He's begrudgingly, you know, he's like grumbly, but he's not like angry.
Yeah, see, the eye pain will make you forget your massive headache.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Exactly. All the blood went to your eyes, and now it's gone. So, all right. Well, in any case, I'm gonna go. You know, walking into the forum, and hey, did you sleep well, Luna?
Yeah. He does see the dragon scale on Luna's person.
Oh, well, what you got there?
Luna goes, I know I was always told this was gonna happen, but I don't want to talk about it. That should be enough.
Well, Lloyd just goes like, Well, at least it isn't as awkward of a start as it was for some of the other group members.
Yes, it was. You could say it was quite a bold start to the morning for some of us, for Usopp at least. Yeah. Needs. I think it.
Lloyd just interrupts Luna before she asks what, and he just goes like, "Don't ask, for your own sake."
Well, I do want to. Oh, okay. Investigation.
No, Luna's more like she's smelling something, so that's why she's like. That's why I clicked the investigation. I want Luna to find the spice that's on.
I think a nine a 9 isn't enough to find it. I would say.
Yes. Well.
Let's
Yes.
go bug Luna.
I do have a question for you. Luna. Actually, I pull out the little vial of like. I bought this earlier, and the person told me it was quote unquote extremely hot, and I'm sure Usopp can attest to it.
Lloyd just goes like, "That's what you use."
Luna just goes,
no, thank you.
Luna just quickly grabs it and just goes, "This is a dragon." 16.
So I'm like, I take it, I'm like, move my hand away. You try to grab it, I like move my hand away. Like, whoa, what's something wrong here? What's the problem?
Luna goes, "That is a dragon spice."
And
that is grown in the dragon lands. Please tell me that Usopp did not eat that.
No, he didn't eat it. He
Lloyd just comments going like, "No, he made Usopp rub it in his eyes."
Luna just pretty much does that. I think you all know what I did. Luna just face palms, just goes.
What is? He's fine.
He's gonna be fine, but
it was only a pinch.
Luna just takes a breath and goes, "Oh, thank God you did not put a freaking teaspoonful at least."
Why? What would happen? And I'm like saying that like with mischievous eyes, like.
You would make Usopp blind for about, say, an hour?
Mentally taking notes.
Now, can I please have it?
No, not for.
I don't.
Okay, fine. Here, take it.
Thank you.
What?
Well, I want my 15 gold then.
Watch as he just tries to sleight of hand it eventually again, just to get it back, just to do it to Usopp again.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not that petty.
He'll just go find another.
He suffered. He's already suffered enough. I think he's good.
Luna?
It did not. It was a lot stronger than I thought it was. So I think he's. I was thinking, if anything, this might be useful for against any ne'er do wells we run into. Put a little in the hand, throw it in their face up close, and they're blind, they can't see. Get away.
Well, dragon spices. Do you remember how I brought up the dragon fruit?
Are actual dragon fruit a thing in this world?
I think what she means by dragon fruit isn't like fruit, not the real dragon fruit, but like a fruit that is just called dragon fruit.
Yeah.
I can't. Why is?
She brought it up in a conversation.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, back when we were in the temples.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Distributed some.
Right, that's true.
She's like,
I remember that now. Actually tasted.
She's like, it's safe for people to eat, gets turned into spices? Well, how do I put this? Are spicier than most of the humans?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Like it's spicier than most humans can handle.
Yeah.
Good thing you're not human.
That is true. I'm not a human.
It's the Carolina Reaper
Of spices. Well, or yeah.
It is pretty much a Carolina Reaper, yes.
If you ate too much of it, you'd burn a hole through your stomach.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, luckily we've got D&D Magic United Healthcare, so
That's true.
Yeah.
nothing a good old cure wounds can't fix. In any case, all right. Well, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't know what I was dealing with. All the salesman told me is that it's quite hot, but clearly, quite can mean different things depending on the person.
Or what you do.
Anyway, we what?
She goes, or what you do with it. If you put it in a soup.
Honestly,
If you put it in a human soup, it'll be fine. Because, well, a human hot soup. It'll be fine. But
right.
Cold soup, you're...
Right.
No.
Huh. Well.
Lloyd just goes like,
Oh.
as interesting as that would be to taste, part of me is also thinking that's probably best if I don't.
Yeah.
Luna just goes, but admittedly, if you do put more...
One drop of this and you'll be as hot as like you're breathing fire.
You say that like I already...
We really did warn you.
You say that like I don't.
That's why I said.
But yeah, no. Admittedly, if you do say more than a teaspoon, a teaspoon is about an hour.
Oh wow.
You do the teaspoon. You do more than a teaspoon. Depending on how big you throw it, it may be permanent. She just like looks away from you guys when she says that.
Do you honestly think I would do something like that to you?
Not
Lloyd just goes like, did you do that to someone?
Not. Yeah, it was a pinch, not a whole teaspoon of it. Don't be such a wet blanket, Lloyd.
No, I'm asking Luna about that because she was turning her head away.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Luna just goes, I was 3.
Out of context for a moment, but that kind of reminds me when I hit my biological dad when he tried to come back in my life with a 1 pound dumbbell when I was around 6.
Well.
I am dead serious. That is what I did.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. So maybe it's better you hold on to this then, Luna.
Yeah. Luna's like, I'm going to take that.
It's like I'm going to take this and I'm just going to like shove it down the nearest toilet and just get rid of it.
It's on Luna's person now.
Okay. All right. Well, we should head back to the headquarters. They're waiting for us.
Wait, don't we still need to find horses?
Well, that's true. We do need to find horses. That is true. Perhaps they would know where to find them, though. I don't know the first thing about horses and horseback riding and all that fun stuff.
Before that, I am making a history check. Just
for For what?
To see if I remember.
Where to buy horses?
Or is that an investigation?
I mean, like in general, you would probably know that. I mean, you could buy horses from a farmer, and so sometimes they might bring like horses in. Farmers might bring in their horses to sell, like at the caravanserai, or at the market, or in the forum, essentially. Those are the places you would think immediately to. I mean, there are horses there. Maybe you could buy some horses there.
Y'all got any magic beans?
Lloyd,
Don't you?
Lloyd
Don't you?
just Lloyd just asks Greenspell, but do you think you can, as much as I hate asking for this, the boat trip was pretty pricey.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I'll handle it.
All right. Where are you
The
guys
boat
headed to?
trip costed me 80 gold pieces.
Okay. Oh, here. Well, why didn't you say something? And I reach into my package and I give him like 20 gold to cover my cost. Should have said something earlier, and we would have been. I'm sure we've been more than happy to pay our share.
Oh, I was thinking that I was gonna buy it, so that's the reason why I decided to bring it up.
Yeah, Luna
Well,
willingly gives Lloyd 20 gold as well. Because she's like, why the heck did you just not ask anybody?
yeah. All right, but no, I'll find the horse. I'll get the horses though. I have a few friends at the caravanserai, and hopefully they'll be able to give me a good deal.
All right.
So,
You're headed off to the caravanserai.
I guess
Anybody else joining?
Luna, I'm surprised Lloyd didn't ask. Wait, I'm surprised Lloyd did not ask about the entire dragon scale armor to Luna yet.
Well, mainly because I don't know if it's an actual dragon yet or not.
Yeah, you'll find out maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
If
Greenswell,
it is, then he'll bring it up
It could
after
be
it's defeated.
It could be a drake or a worm or something.
All right.
So going off
Greenswell.
to the caravanserai.
Yep.
Do.
So you'll see some people who are there are a lot of like lodgings there, but they also have some people who are. It's like also stables. So they have people who are sort of selling their horses there during the day.
Also, do you know what's funny to me?
Hmm.
The fact that Greenspell, despite being technically the shortest one here, has the biggest icon.
Yeah, I did notice that. I can't shrink. I can't shrink it either. There you go.
I resized it.
Yes, I used it large on myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
All right, Greenspell. So you go and find some horses. You're getting one for each of you, I'm guessing, or are you getting a pony or donkey?
I'll get a donkey for myself, and I will get 2 regular-sized horses, and hopefully, do they have like a a big like a larger horse or like a a steed or something that would be
Yeah, they would have. So they have like work horses and like smaller riding horses, and they also have large, like really big, like war horses.
Right, because Luna's a dragonborn, so she's a bit taller and larger than the rest of us. So she'll probably want a horse that's a little bit more just fitting to her size.
Okay.
So
yeah,
how much would that cost?
You'll be able to find a donkey, 2 sort of regular sized horses, and then a larger horse. So let's see, probably in the range of 100 gold pieces.
Yikes.
Horses are expensive.
How about camels?
They'd be in around the same price range.
Interesting. Why don't we do 2 horses then? We'll just do the large one and the regular one.
Okay.
I guess some of us can double up.
Yep, that would be. I'll just split it in half then, so 50.
Right. And I'm assuming this price includes all the necessary saddles,
saddle,
bridle, stirrups, all that fun stuff.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. 50 gold pieces, eh? All right. So
Lloyd ponders, going like, maybe it's best for me and Luna to ride one, mainly so I can ride on the back and possibly shoot with the bow while she guides it, just in case.
well, here's my thought process. I'm thinking, if anything, I should ride with Luna and you should ride with Usopp, just because between the two of us, that poor horse is going to be carrying. I don't know if that poor horse could carry both of you, just because I said Luna is a taller. She is a Dragonborn after all.
Fair
If we
enough.
overload, yes. No offense to you, of course. You can, if you want, you could ride with Usopp on still shoot from the back, and I can do the same.
That would most likely work because, I'll be honest, I do not have good experience with horses.
All right.
All right.
For
Well,
some reason, animals really hate me, he says as he raises both of his arms.
Okay, so you guys, you buy your 2 horses, and you head back over to the barracks, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Are we like walking with the horses, or are they like still at the stable, just chilling until we're ready?
I would say
That's up to-
walking.
That's up to you. You could take them with you, or you could leave them there until you're ready to go.
Depends on if we're going now or later.
I guess. Well, let's leave them there, and we can grab them before we leave.
Okay. So they're stabled with their saddles taken off them over in the stables. You guys walk back over to the barracks. You see all the soldiers are sort of getting their packs ready to go. This is something that you didn't really consider because obviously they were taking care of their own provisions and everything. But you see that they only have 1 donkey. They were just planning on carrying their packs on their backs and walking. Besides the stuff that they couldn't put on the donkey.
Oof. Well, I guess we will have to, stay in the formation. I guess. That's interesting. I'm looking at Himoko. I was like, "Do you not have any horses?"
Normally we don't. I guess if you were planning on it being a necessity, I could speak with the commander of this encampment, and we could see about getting a few horses for us.
Well,
I'll go talk to him.
Very well. I'll lead you to him. And he takes you around, and there's a building which is sort of set up as like a headquarters. Inside you see a desk and and there are a few like attendants kind of around. Centurion, this Lloyd here is requesting some horses for us for our journey. And he looks over to you.
Yes. We're doing a mission that has been directly approved by the council.
Yes, I'm aware.
Look.
Do you need horses?
Yes, we've just bought some, and it would help solve this issue sooner by getting us across. Do you think you can spare a few?
Can the men not just walk?
They theoretically can, but if we want this situation to be dealt with as fast as possible, it would be most prudent to have horses for them so they can travel quicker. Can I make a persuasion check for that?
Yeah. Go ahead. 13. I suppose we could spare a couple horses and a small cart so that they could carry their belongings in the cart, and maybe a few of them could travel on a time. But we won't be able to spare enough horses for all of them to travel by horseback. In any case, with them putting their packs in the cart, they should be able to travel a little bit faster. That will be sufficient. Very well. Will there be anything else?
No, sir. That'll be all.
Very well. Himilco, go speak with one of the auxiliaries about getting a cart and a couple of horses. And Himilco gives a small salute, and then he heads out to go.
Lloyd just
finish the cart.
follows.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're deciding which men are going to be riding and which ones aren't.
Well, I suggest that we put as much of the equipment in as we can, and then we rotate the men. Give them each a couple hours to rest their legs.
Yes. But once we get to a certain point, it might be prudent for the ones rated as servants to be lagging behind a bit, mainly so they can be out of harm's way.
Yes, that's pretty typical of our marching formations. They'll stay behind with the donkey carrying most of our supplies. A little bit further back. We usually leave one or two men to guard them as well.
Got it. You don't have to
And,
worry about us, though. We have our own horses.
Do you have provisions for the journey as well?
Yes, we made sure to stock up before we even got on a boat.
Ah, perfect. Will we be departing today then?
What time is it?
It's probably afternoon.
Okay, then yes. Also, do we want to end off the session here?
We can. I'd like to get us to at least the foot of the mountain first, I think.
Okay.
All right. It shouldn't be too much longer, hopefully. All right. So you guys get all your supplies gathered up. Himilco brings out. He takes a few of his men back, and they get 2 horses and 1 small cart, which is pulled by one of the horses. And they put a lot of their provisions on there. You see they have like lots of weapons and armor, as well as some small like a mobile blacksmithing setup, pots, pans, all kinds of stuff, as well as like food provisions, of course.
Lloyd looks at the blacksmithing stuff curiously.
Yeah.
I wonder. Could you make? I have a question to ask out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Can studded leather be worn by druids if it's like specially customized? To have like wood studs instead of steel.
So I would say that studded leather as an armor isn't really real. You know, it's based on brigandine armor.
Yeah, brigandine.
So it actually has steel plates under the, like, you don't see them because it's covered up by the leather, but there are steel plates underneath, and that's what's doing most of the like actual protection.
See.
So I don't think you could really replace them. All right, you guys are heading out. I'm guessing. You guys gonna buy any extra supplies while you're here in town?
No.
I'm gonna stop by the market and see if I can just buy some like bread and like general
Okay, cool.
provisions. I guess bread, maybe some meat, like some,
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll buy you'll be able to buy like a week's worth of
Food.
provisions without too much difficulty. Just a gold piece. I'll
Man,
say.
I am like running out of money here.
Yeah, see, you thought I was being really generous with gold before, but it was because I was preparing you for having to spend a mountain of gold.
That's true. Easy come, easy go.
All right. So you guys are heading out from Aspon now, right? Nothing else you guys want to do in town?
That's it.
No.
Nope.
All right. In that case, we'll begin our journey. Right. So you guys walk for you'll walk along the road for about a day or so before you start getting into the foothills of the mountains. And then they sort of set up camp just as you guys are getting to the pass. All right. So that'll be the first day, and then the next day you.
Is that just in character mumbling or what from Mara? You were mumbling a bit. I was wondering if that was in character or were you just mumbling for the sake of mumbling?
Oh, that was just me.
Okay.
That was just.
All right.
That was just.
Well,
that was just me. I was messing with something else there for a second.
You guys will get to you'll get close to the foothills of the mountains, and then you'll settle down to camp for the night. And then well, we could end it there if you want, or we could keep going a little bit. It's up to you guys.
I
going a little
would
bit.
say, and because I have to do work tomorrow, and
No
it's
worries.
getting relatively late.
All right.
And plus, I'm pretty sure Mara has to work tomorrow as well.
That's fine. Yeah, so we can end there. That's a decent spot to end. We'll be at the foothill of the mountain in the next session.
I will
You
say
guys
that
will
Luna's
pass over the
scales
mountains.
are not going away for any time soon.
Okay.
All right.
Silas, if you have a
Yep.
second after this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep. I'm glad that we finally managed to get through the politics.
Indeed.
Yes.
That was starting to drain me.
Also, do you want to, Silas, when do you want to talk about the things I have planned?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I guess we could talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
As long as I remember. You can message me on Discord, and maybe if I remember, I'll check. I'm just bad about getting I don't know. I guess I don't have it configured on my computer to give me the messages on Discord. Well, anyway.
Even for DMs?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I open the Discord app, it shows. It just doesn't like pop up on my computer.
Okay. Anyway, see ya.
All right, see ya.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye now. Silas, I was just gonna say, when are you? Are we planning on more Stellaris anytime soon?
Oh, I mean, listen, I'm down. Whenever, honestly.
I'm down.
I just I don't know when Tyler's available because he's busy with
Of course.
having
Yeah.
a baby and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, if you guys wanted to do it this weekend, I'm super down.
Bye.
This weekend being